some dudes on defense too. You look at it, Jalen Ramsey, they got Joey Porter, you got Darius Slay's older, but Juan Thornhill, Patrick Queen, Chuck Clark is cold, Cam Hayward cold, Alex Highsmith cold, Jabril Peppers is smooth, TJ Watt, like they got dudes, bro.
No, they got dudes. It's just sometimes like on a short week. That's why I hate the short week though. I ain't gonna front. I don't like it. I really don't like it, bro. Like it's like a disadvantage to like everybody. Like teams are really not that healthy, and it's just like. But I guess hey, NFL wants to make money, so that's why they gonna add that extra game during the week and shit like that. But yeah, Bengals definitely look like they about to win this game for sure.
Yeah, it's 23 left. Yeah, they just kneeled twice. So
yeah, I think Rodgers had like 5 touchdowns? Crazy.
4, I think 4. That's 4. Yeah, 4 for two picks though.
Yeah, like 4 touchdowns.
Damn, like Flacco, man. Flacco 342, 3 tuds.
Bro, the ageless wonder. Like he's this generation's version of Vinny Testaverde. You know what I mean? That like, if anybody know Testaverde, he played like well into his 40s.
Yeah, just might as well bring it back.
Real.
You just might as well bring it back. Told him about Justin Fields, man. They didn't listen.
Man. But hey, man, don't forget to clock in, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Here we go.
Yes, sir.
Great Pharaoh. The gift of Troy is a fabulous fabric from the land of the 5 rivers.
Years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
We back for another edition of Around the Shield, man, and we got a special guest in the building. It's Mike Avelli, 24 in the building. Salute. My God, man, what's going on with you, man? How you been?
I'm doing well, bro. I'm doing well. How y'all doing?
Cool, man. Hey, man, if y'all didn't, that game was crazy.
Crazy.
That Bengals and Steelers game was a wild one, and I think, I mean, is it over? I mean, they're in control of the game. I think it was like 2 timeouts last time I checked. Yeah, 2 timeouts with or at least at the time when T. Higgins got that big catch, it was like 2 timeouts left and less than like 2 minutes ago. So it's pretty much
they kicked the field goal. They kicked the field goal. They got they just kicked off to the Steelers. So the Steelers basically, unless they can do like a crazy lateral play or something like that, it's pretty much a wrap.
Yeah,
they're like 7 seconds left.
That's wild. And Ramsey got, man, like reps, bro. Like that is, I'm not gonna lie, that's a crazy disadvantage to go against like T. Higgins and like Jamar Chase. Like Ramsey couldn't do nothing with T. Higgins on that play to pretty much to ice the game. But anyways, man, we got plenty to talk about today. Obviously, the Raiders take on the Chiefs this week. We're gonna get into that in that matchup and see how the Raiders. Is this going to be a blowout? Is this going to be an upset? Is this going to be, we're going to get into that conversation. And obviously, the biggest probably talking point this week with the Raiders is Jacobi Meyers is in the news. I've talked about it, about Raiders possibly needing to get traded. I know, Mike, you're not a big fan of some of these guys getting traded, specifically Max. We're gonna get into how you feel about Jacobi as well, who's like in the rumor mill right now, and we're hearing like obviously the Steelers are looking for a receiver, the Patriots are looking for a receiver, the Giants are looking for a wide receiver, and Raiders so happen to have a guy that they didn't re-sign or not looking to re-sign. So instead of him walking in free agency, probably makes sense to maybe get something for him rather him just walking for nothing. So we'll get into that conversation, see if it makes sense. But yeah, man, we appreciate everybody pulling up. Salute to the night crew in the building. Everybody pulling up, man. Salute. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Yeah, in the building, man. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you pulling up.
Yeah.
Salute to Jason Marshall, man, my guy, man. Isaiah, salute. Herman says it's 8:30 p.m. at the time when he wrote this, or about to be 8:30. I mean, he says 8:30 p.m. in Palm Springs, California. Okay, all right. Well,
Herman from the future, crazy.
And he just want to give the Raiders salute. I feel you.
Yeah.
Isaiah says Flacco was balling. They couldn't stop Jamar. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. They could not stop their. I mean, the Steelers usually are aren't they like a really good defensive team? I mean, they got defensive talent. I mean, you got with the Jalen Ramseys. We were talking about earlier. Like they got a lot. They got some talent on that defense side of the ball for them to play like this is crazy. But the Bengals are one of those teams that can probably embarrass you just because of the weapons. They have like 2 number 1 receivers. Like, no, that's just it is what it is, man. That's like a mismatch.
Yeah. What's crazy is that I think there's like a soundbite from earlier in this week. I think it's earlier this week where obviously the Browns traded Flacco to the Bengals or whatever, and then like Mike Tomlin was just like dumping all over them. It's like how stupid they were to trade their week 1 starter to a division rival they know needs a quarterback. Why would you do that? Something that stupid. And obviously Flacco comes out and beats him. So I know he's super hot right now.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna have something special for the Browns. He's gonna have something special for them.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, but they already beat them. I think that comment was made, I think, at the time when they played the Browns, and now and they went ahead. They obviously beat them. Yeah. But it is what it is, man. But yeah, that was kind of questionable. Why would you trade in division? But I guess the Browns, they're gonna do what Browns like to do, man. They just gonna do what they want to do. Jason Marsh says, "What a game! Way over expect." Yeah, man. It was a good game. A game for sure. It was like a lot of big plays, a lot of they just couldn't stop each other. It was like the last person, whoever had the last. See, and that's the thing too. Like, what do you do in that situation? Like, if I know, and it's called 4-minute offense. You know what I mean? It's called 2-minute offense where you gotta you wanna go down the field, but you also want to keep in mind like if you have the ball and it's less than like 3 minutes to go, then you probably want to like, take some time off that clock.
Yeah.
Which obviously, the Steelers didn't do. They scored a big touchdown at the end with Pat Frymuth, but
yeah. But that's what I was saying, man. Like you got to take, because you need a touchdown to take the lead, but it's like almost like damn, like you scored too fast at that point, because it's right in that no man's land where it's only a little bit before the 2-minute warning, so they can hit the 2-minute warning, and then after that, you kind of at their mercy, and all they need is a field goal. So that's what makes it tough. It's like, 'cause if they need a touchdown, okay, you in good shape. But if all they need is a field goal, then they can just bleed the clock and make you use your timeouts and put you in a bad situation. So, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Rosetown said, if Bengals can upset the Steelers, so can we with the Chiefs. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible, man. It's definitely possible. We'll get into it. Salute, my guy Kevin in the building, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Just another DJ, my guy, man. He says, how is it Joe Flacco can put up 320 plus yards on the Steelers and the Raiders, with Geno Smith can't even throw for 250? Yeah, man. Geno's struggling.
He put up 320, I think, week 1.
Yeah.
Did he? Oh yeah, he did. He like 364. 364.
Some record-setting numbers for the one time he played well.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, like the Raiders record books, man, it's kind of, some guys got some records in there that's like, damn, like there's always context to everything, right? Like you look at the numbers like, oh man, this guy must be really good. Nah, it's just Raiders really don't have, like, because look, when you think about Raider quarterbacks,
they bro. I was just talking. It's funny. I was talking to Chris and Turf and him earlier, and because Chris he does not like CJ Stroud. I was like, bro, if CJ Stroud right now will be a top 5 quarterback in Raider history. Like with his numbers where they are now, with his accomplishments now, he'd be top 5 Raider quarterback of all time. Like that's sad. That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, that's bad. Because I think Derek Carr has all the records, right?
Has all the records, yeah.
He has all the records. But the best quarterback, I think, like I think it's Ken Stabler.
Yeah,
it's like Stabler. And then like with Stabler too, it's a lot of it is context, because back then, like they weren't passing like this. Like the passing numbers, like having a crazy season back then. Like I think Ken Stabler's best year might have been like, he won an MVP, right? I think he won an MVP. His best year, he had like 24 touchdowns. Like 24 touchdowns, like 12 interceptions, 13 interceptions.
It's only 15 games back then too.
Yeah, that and plus like it's not a passing league.
Yeah.
Like the way the game was played is completely different, but it is what it is, man. It's crazy though. Like people will bring up those stats and be like, "Oh man, like this guy is the top 5 in history." You know what I mean? Like you know what? Okay, all right. A perfect compliment, like where there's some meaning behind it, is I know, Mike. You watch hoop? You watch basketball?
Yeah. Like
the Lakers, right? If you're a Laker player, right, and you break a record with the Lakers, that's unbelievable. Like
exactly.
You're doing something crazy.
You're a pretty good player, because you know how many great players played with the Lakers. So it's just
like, if you look at the Mount Rushmore of greatest players of all time, you like probably 3, like just greatest players in the history of the NBA. 3 of the 4 have played for the Lakers. You look at it, it's like Jordan's the only one that didn't. It's LeBron, Kobe, Magic. Or if you want to throw Kareem up there, okay, you want to throw Wilt up there. Only 2 that's not, that you could really throw up there that's not Lakers is made. You want to put Bill Russell up there, if you want to put Bird, or you want to put Duncan. But other than that, bro, or if you want to put Shaq too, Shaq.
You gotta say Shaquille, man. You gotta put most dominant.
Yeah,
man. So it's like.
So yeah, man. So it's always context. Like, so when yeah, so that's like, oh man, like I always used to cringe when they'd be like, oh yeah, Derek Carr is one of he broke the top 5. I'm like, damn, bro. And he did that with going to the playoffs like what, once or twice. It's like, wow, that is unbelievable. But that's kind of equivalent. I know we're going on a tangent, but that's equivalent to, I think the Saints, one of the Archie Manning, right? Doesn't Archie Manning have a lot of passing records? But he didn't win a lot with the Saints, I believe.
Yeah, he was terrible. His like win-loss record was just horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, the record for the win-loss record too, I think, right?
Probably, man. I think he has a record, so I think he has some kind of record too for like most losses or something like that. Yeah, he has some crazy like terrible records too. like damn, Archie was bad.
Man, how you feel about Archie Manning, the junior?
Arch,
yeah.
He kind of, he started off slow. He's starting to pick up steam. This last game, I think he played. It was probably his best game so far this year. You know,
I don't
they
think
got
he
the
should
W
come out, though.
against the Sooners. I don't think he should come out here. Plus, it's like we talked about it, last show. It's like it's that 1 year deal where it's like, he only played the 1 year, so he got some playing time last year, but he don't need the money, bro. Like, you're not hurting for the money at all, bro. Especially, I'm sure he got a fat NIL deal in Texas. I'm sure they taking care of him. I'm sure his uncles are taking care of him too. So it's like, bro, you good? Stay in school, hone your craft, come out, when you're ready.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree with that, bro. I don't think he's ready to hit the league this year. A lot of people were going into this college season were saying he's the first overall pick, all that. Not yet. Yeah. Maybe next year, but
I'll say this: I see talent though. Like I see, I can see
Yeah.
he has like a strong
Yes,
arm.
yeah.
He got a little bit of athleticism too with him.
Yeah.
But it's almost like, I don't want to compare him to that. It's almost like Anthony Richardson, where he has he has these traits, and you get excited, like, oh man, he got these traits. But at the same time, like, you could tell that he needs to play more. Like, he needs to like refine his skills. Like, so I'm sure like his family's gonna be like, nah. He's he's a Manning. He's in a situation where it's in his best interest to stay, and if he improves just a little bit and becomes like a good college quarterback, he's going number one. Just because he's a Manning.
Just off bloodlines.
That's how it is for him. I mean, anybody else, they probably will have to think about it. Like, man, should I come out this year? This it might be, my name is out there. You got to play it. But NIL kind of changed everything, huh? Do you think NIL kind of changed like how the landscape of how players kind of think on how when they should come out?
Yeah, low key, because there are some situations where, depending on like the players' draft value, where they're likely going to be drafted at, there's a good chance that NIL money that they're getting at that college that they're at is more than that current rookie contract.
Yeah,
so that's where they can make that gamble. Let me stay in college, you get more money, and possibly boost my draft stock so I could get some more money before I hit the league.
Yeah. Perfect. Like Carson Beck is a perfect example of that. Quinn Ewers took a massive pay cut coming to the league, but I think he was out of eligibility, so I think he had to come out. So, but he took a massive pay cut.
Everybody's first overall choice, Drew Allard, took a substantial hit.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna be a UDFA more than likely.
Yeah, I don't think he should come out.
He said he's gonna be a UDFA. I think, he should. He does he have eligibility? I think he should have like another year.
He has eligibility. Yeah, he's young, bro. He's only like 21 years old, bro. He has at least another year.
He should have came out last year. I was like,
he should have came out last year. He cost himself a bunch of money not coming out last year.
Because he would have went, like, it was a talk of him going early, like super early.
Yeah.
So, but see, that's where like the NIL can like be tricky for certain players. Like, oh well, you know what? I'm still getting paid. I'll stay a little bit longer, or whatever. But then at the same time, like, when is your hype the highest? You know what I mean? Where can you get drafted the high? Like, you want to go, but do you think players think about this where they be like, you know what? I want to get drafted high, or do they be like, I want to go to a good team, a good situation. I want to go to like, because if a team is drafting high, like at the end of the day, like they're trash.
It'll be bad. Yeah,
it's bad. You gotta like, it is what it is. So I don't know what it's crazy, like games that you gotta play or the things that you gotta think about long term. But your boy USC, Jacobi Meyers, he's killing. I mean, he did his thing against the Michigan this weekend. He bought out. Where do you see him going? Like, do you see him coming out?
Honestly,
do you see him?
I think he should, but I wouldn't be mad if he stayed. In my opinion, though, it makes sense to leave just because they already have Longstreet, who, when they brought him out here for certain little package plays, he showed something, and then they got another kid on the way in Ryder Lyons, if I'm not mistaken. another top recruit in this upcoming class. So it's like it's going to be a crowded room at that point. Like, bro, you're putting up the numbers. In my opinion, I feel like some of these guys that the media is hyping up, there's a good chance that they stay another year. So if a good amount of them stay, hey, this is your opportunity to rise up on people's boards, and the numbers are showing it. I feel like he's ready. In my opinion, I think he's a first round talent. Now, how high, that depends on the rest of these games, how he does. Obviously, we got Notre Dame this week, and then Oregon later in the year, and then the big rivalry with Severe's team, you know. But we got to see how he does. But I feel like he's a first round talent. If we given the opportunity, if he declares, honestly, I'd draft him. I think he'd be a good fit for our squad.
It's kind of a weird year with quarterbacks where like there's some talented guys. Technically, if certain guys opt to go into the draft, but you don't know who's gonna opt in. You don't know who's gonna want to, because you got like to Severe's point, like if you don't have that experience, then there's like we had Drew Brees, we played a Drew Brees quote where he was like, man, like you need 50 starts in order for you to at least be at a point where like a team can trust you and you're like really developed, and he the 50 starts, just to put it out there, is that like he was not just saying that like he needs to have 50 starts in college. A team needs to understand, like, if he didn't have 50 starts in college, then you need to incorporate that into the development. Like, you need to wait until they get to that point of 50 starts until you really know if this is the guy or not, if this guy is someone that you can develop long term. But teams, that's the problem though. Teams ain't got no patience. They don't got zero. They got zero patience.
But that's not outlandish if you think about it. Because even if let's say if a guy started a year in college, right? That's like what 12 games? 12 games, I think. 12, depending on the depending on non-conference and bowl games, all that stuff. They say 12. They start 3 years. You give them 3 years in the NFL. That's basically you're at that mark. You've exceeded that mark. So that's like they're saying if you draft a guy in the first round, you draft the quarterback, and you think he could be your guy, give him at least 3 years. Give him at least 3 years, which is like reasonable, which is why I knew Justin Fields was no good, because he had 3 years, he was still trash. So I was like, bro, like your time has passed, brother. You're done. So
you had to take that shot, did you? You had to take it. You had to take it.
Was there?
Yeah, did he throw for negative 10 yards or something like that? It's like something crazy like that. Like negative 10 yards, like that's wild. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, like Jay Maya is not a guy I like. I already told Machiavelli I thought he was trash, but but that was based on last year. Last year, not necessarily trash, but I didn't think he was ready. I don't think he could play the NFL game. But he's improved. The Michigan game impressed me a lot. Obviously Lincoln Riley is great with quarterbacks. We see his track record of guys that play for him in the league right now. So I think he should stay another. The thing is, it's kind of a catch-22 because this class is not a lot of like for sure guys. So he can come out this year, and if he continues playing like he played, he can solidify himself as an early pick. Possibly getting to that first round, possibly the top half of the first round, but he still might not be ready. I think if he stays another year, I think he'll position himself better as a player. But depending on how next year class goes, like he could be in a situation where even though he's a better player, he may go later because some other guys jump him. Everybody's looking at the hot new thing at that point, kind of like Aller. Like Aller was a guy that, you know what? Aller, man, look at this kid, this big, strong kid.
That's what I'm saying. Like, while the stock's still high, go for it. That's the move. While the stock's still high, go for it. In my opinion, especially because right now he's starting to go up in the Heisman ranks. So if he really solidifies himself in these next couple games and gets himself in that like actual finalist list.
Which quarterback you talking about, Mike?
Oh, Jaden.
Oh, Mayava. Okay. Oh, okay. So he's up there. Okay, him. So you got him, and who else? You got Ty Simpson up there for the Heisman.
I'll say he's up there. Yeah, he's balling for sure. Ty Simpson.
He might be number one though. A lot of people boards, to be honest with you. Depending
because Alabama.
I like his game. I like his game, but this is legit his first year starting.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's why I'm like that one. It's like. It's a little tricky because, in my opinion, based on the film, he's got it, but it's early. Like I got to see a lot more games before I could feel
Agreed.
more comfortable.
I feel the same. I feel the same. And but Mendoza too, same thing, bro. Like I need to see more.
But Mendoza, he's played more than Ty Simpson, though, I believe.
Yeah, I
he's
think
played
so.
more than him. He played at Cal. That's a little random, man.
Yeah, he did play at Cal. He did play at Cal. But like I don't think he was that good at Cal though. That's the thing. But Joe Burrow wasn't that good year in LSU before he broke all his records stuff. So you really can't hold that against him either.
It's true. So yeah, so that's the tricky thing about this year's QB draft class is like, first of all, you don't know who's coming out, and then like there's if some guys do come out, there is like an experience factor that you got to be like, man, are they going to really translate like right away? And like, do teams want to gamble a little bit? Like your boy Dante Moore, like Michael, are you a Dante Moore guy? Like, do you like Dante Moore out of Oregon?
Oh yeah.
You think he's legit? Who does he like favored to you in your opinion? Like stylistically, like his quarterback style.
Stylistically, he reminds me of, and it might be a recency bias, but one of the guys that I was talking about, like prior to him even getting close to declaring his last year of college, CJ. He reminds me a lot of CJ. In my opinion, he gives me Super Bowl vibes all over again. But
when I watch him, it's like I don't see he don't have like anything like flashy about him. He don't he's not a big guy. He doesn't have like athleticism like that pops out. His arm ain't crazy really.
Oh no, bro.
Let me ask you this, because like,
but then look. I'll say this because that was because the comparison that you made was good. That's how I kind of hella felt about CJ, but CJ was bigger though. CJ was bigger, and it like he didn't. But I didn't like see it like as much with CJ, and then like when I seen him come in the league, his way he translated right off the bat was crazy.
I was real bold before he hit the draft or that last year of college. Yeah. I straight out said like, watch, when this kid hits the league, he's gonna be elite. People are like, no, you're out of your fucking mind. No, he's not, and he showed out. Now, obviously, this year it looks a little shaky, but also he's got O-line issues. They keep getting rid of his O-linemen. I don't know what's going on over there in Houston.
New offense too. But hey, CJ Stroud, he's been to the playoffs twice, won 2 playoff games. Like the last time Raiders quarterback won a playoff game, bro. So,
won his division title too, back-to-back years.
But that's why I compared Dante to. Well, I said, well, you know, Pharaoh already knows I was high on CJ. You know, I was early on. I was telling people about CJ, but I said he's like CJ, Dak, and Joe Burrow. And you look at CJ and Joe Burrow. Let me put Dak in it because you know he was like a mid-round pick. Like, what trait did you say that? Like, what about Joe Burrow like wowed you in terms of like traits? Like, not a lot. You know, not a lot of traits. He just had crazy production that last year at LSU. But he also had 3 NFL wide receivers on that team. So
for me, it was like the poise in the pocket, like the comfortability and being able to move around in the pocket and being able to sense like when you got pressure coming.
Exactly, and
like
it just I think his ball placement, you know, his ability to kind of stay on schedule. I think he throws with good anticipation with good touch. It's all stuff I saw. Stuff I saw with him like as a 17-year-old freshman. Even though like he had his struggles, but you can see it early on that like he wasn't struggling because like it was too big for him. It's just at that point, you know, he was like a baby out there against like bigger, like just more mature players. So he was going through some growing pains, but you know, you can see, I saw it then, like, man, this kid is like cold. That's why I said, I told Pharaoh back then, like, yo, this dude gonna be a top 5 pick one day. Like, and that's after he had already went through his struggles, hit the transfer portal, went back to Oregon. We knew he was gonna be sitting for a year. I was like, he's gonna be a top 5 pick, because you can see it.
Yeah, nah. Well, we'll see. I just need to see more. I watched that a little bit of that Indiana and Oregon game. Mendoza. I mean, like when I was watching Mendoza, is there anybody on his like receivers that are like gonna be draft eligible? Or are they gonna like? It's just I don't know if I don't know if he has. Does he have?
I think there's one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's his name's with like a C or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Kirk Cignetti is Kirk Cignetti is probably like the best quarterback coach, and him and Lincoln Riley are probably the two best in all the college football. Him, Lincoln, and maybe you put Kalen DeBoer up there, but Kirk Cincinnati is a G, man. Yeah, Kirk Cincinnati, he's good at what he does, man.
Yeah, and he just signed like a 8-year contract too.
Yeah. He got to the cheddar for sure.
I wonder if he can get out of that contract too, because like if his hype gets big enough, I mean, but then if you're a coach, not gonna lie, like coaching in college, you're like the superstar.
Yeah.
Like the
coaches. Isaiah in the chat and Edgar both said it. Cooper, that's the receiver over there at Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I felt like the Oregon corners, because low key were they're getting after him a little bit. Like it wasn't really a lot of separation like that, and then he made that like nice little back shoulder throw like in the end zone. I guess that was like the game-winning touchdown, I think, at the end of the game.
The kid, it's not Cooper, it's the other kid. I think it's Indiana. It's Surratt. Surratt's in Indiana, right?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it was like a trippy name to see.
I think it's Surratt. Surratt is the dude. Like he cold too. Yeah. I like him. I mean, USC got two dudes. I like Lemon and I like Lane. Like Lane cold too, baby. But Lemon be getting all the shine. But like I like Lane. I was like,
I think it's Jacobi Lane. Yeah, I think Jacobi.
Yeah. Lane cold too. I was like, okay, like he don't be getting all love. Obviously, Lemon is a dog, so he be getting all attention. But Lane is nice too. Obviously, you got Tate and Ohio State. You got the kid from Arizona State. You got Brazzles from Tennessee. Like it's some wide receivers this year.
Yeah. You know what I have a feeling that it's gonna be like for this year. Not to cut you off, Mike. I was thinking about this. I was like, I think it's gonna be a situation where the Raiders, they're gonna try to win some games. Pete Carroll, he's trying everything in his power to win. Like he wants to win. Like he's gonna try to figure out a win, and he doesn't care about draft position at all. So I'm thinking like they're gonna be outside of the. It's gonna be another year where the Raiders are outside of the top 5, maybe within the top 10, maybe top 15, and if that's the case, it's gonna probably be another situation of like taking the best player available, because you don't want to reach for a guy. You want to take the best player available, which is worked out. We got some good players last couple of drafts. We should keep that going. The problem though. The problem with what the Raiders have been doing is their strategy in addressing the quarterback position. Just because you can't draft a quarterback in the first round doesn't mean you shouldn't draft a quarterback at all. They just been rolling with whatever guy that they signed in free agency, traded in free agency. Like this year, not as bad, because if we're being honest, everybody was like, oh, well, at least Geno's gonna be okay. At least Geno's gonna be okay. And then they drafted a Cam Miller dude, which was disgusting. I never liked the pick. I was like, what is this? Like, what are we doing? Drafting a FCS quarterback in the 6th round. Like, this dude you could have got this probably as a UDFA. Like, why are you wasting a draft pick on this guy? But that's neither here or there. But the year prior though was disgusting. Like, it was terrible. Like, when I say disgusting, I'm talking about like you hear Telesco talk about, if it was pick number 13 and Penix was on the board, I'm passing. Oh, why are you passing? Well, it's the talent on the roster. It's not ready. It's not conducive to bringing a young quarterback. How about Bo Nix? Oh, well, Bo Nix. Well, I would have. Like, what are you talking? What are you talking about? Like, and meanwhile, Penix is playing good football, and I threw this, and I said this earlier in the week to Severe on the 50-50 show. And I said, and we both agreed, and I said this on X as well. And some people kind of been pushing back, like, Brock Bowers is he's a future Hall of Famer. I'd rather take a good QB over a great tight end. Do you agree with that, Mike?
Fair. Yeah. Honestly, every year people get mad at me for saying it, but at the end of the season, we always come to the same conclusion. We need a fucking quarterback. And we're being honest, bro. Like, that's the move every year. I keep saying, let's draft the quarterback. I'll draft the quarterback high. Last year, obviously, we all wanted Cam Ward. I'm not going to mention his name. You already know who I wanted at 6. And I even said I'd be willing to take Jackson. Yeah. Exactly. I even said I'd be willing to take Jackson Dart at 6, and people said I was insane for that. But
Yeah.
I was willing to take Jackson Dart at pick 6. That's how I feel we need a quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was high on Dart, but I wasn't doing 6 though. I was high on Dart because I wasn't taking him at 6 though. I wasn't taking.
It's like if it's your guy,
we can trade back in that situation. Yeah, we can trade back in that situation. I was good with that. I thought he was gonna go. I thought 3 was gonna go in the first round. I thought it was gonna be Cam, Shador, and Dart. And obviously, we know what happened to Shador. But I thought those 3 were gonna go in the first round.
Yeah, some weird politics behind the scenes, but it is what it is now. He's gonna soon get a shot in Cleveland, and I hope he thrives over there.
Yeah, because man, so boy, been despicable. He's been despicable.
What was my guy rundown say? Meg the Stallion levels of ass. Damn, bro,
that's funny.
Bro.
But yeah, man, and it says, and what I was saying has nothing to do with anything against Brock. It's just the reality of the situation. Quarterback is going to impact the game more than a tight end. A good quarterback is going to impact the game more than a great tight end. So it is what it is. The Raiders got to figure out that position, and I think that I don't think the Raiders have handled, or they haven't. It's almost like, they're like, we have AOC. We're fine. We have a young quarterback already. No, he already showed you what he showed you. And the investment that you have in AOC is not high enough where you could be like, we're not going to look at quarterback. You know what I mean? It's not like you're paying him a whole lot of money. It's not like he was drafted high because some of the things that I was mentioning, I mentioned that, the Raiders should have went ahead and picked a quarterback in the 5th round in the 2024 draft. Maybe there was nobody at number 13. Okay, maybe they didn't think that, Falcons were going to take Penix at number 8, or, they didn't expect 6 quarterbacks to go early. Okay, but the rest of the draft is inexcusable. Why didn't you go ahead and add any type of to think that Minshew and AOC were like, oh yeah, we're good, we're fine. Well, everything will be good. Everything's fine. That don't make any sense. And then people were pushing back Spencer Rattler, because that was a guy that was up in the 5th round before he got drafted by the Saints, but the Raiders had an opportunity to take him. They're like, Spencer Rattler, he's not good. He's what do we? Us Joe Milton. That's not the point. We need to add talent. You don't know what's going to happen. It's still early in their career. And by the way, Spencer Rattler, I don't know, Mike, if you've been paying attention, he's been solid with the Saints. He hasn't been playing bad. And I'm looking at his situation. I was watching the last couple games. He don't have a number 1 receiver. He don't have a Brock Bowers on offense. They just got they have weird weapons. And they have to find creative ways to get some of these guys the ball, but it's not like he's playing bad football. And it's like, man, if we had Spencer Rattler, maybe we would win some of these games that Geno Smith is losing. Maybe there would be maybe Geno Smith would be playing better if Spencer Rattler was in the room. Because that's another thing. When you add a young quarterback that's talented, that could threaten that starting job, it puts pressure on guys like Geno Smith to play better. And they didn't put enough pressure on Geno Smith. They got Cam Miller, and he's like, he didn't make the team. He's on the practice squad. Anybody could pick it up. That's how much the Raiders value Cam Miller. They drafted a number 6, but he's on the practice squad. He could be picked up by anybody. That's how much they value him.
It's just crazy to me that the most important position on the field, and the whole time they've been preaching compete, but why didn't they make a competition for the QB spot? Why didn't they compete?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have anybody to compete with them. That's that's just the truth though. But and that's the thing, man. People was laughing. Oh, severe rat. That's the thing. Oh, severe Rattler. Oh, severe. You're talking about Spencer Rattler again. It's like, yeah, I'm talking about Spencer Rattler because we took a 2-down linebacker. That's at best, if he maxes out his potential, he's gonna be a 2-down linebacker. At best. So at best you take a 2-down linebacker. At worst you take a guy that's going to be out of the league, and there's a very good chance he's out of the league after next year. So at worst you take a guy that's going to be out the league in 3 years. Why not take a chance on a guy who was at one point the number 1 QB prospect in all of high school, considered a top 10 prospect and a Heisman candidate early on at Oklahoma, and only got beat out by, guess what? The future Heisman winner and the future #1 overall pick in Caleb Williams. Like, why not take a chance on a guy that has that kind of talent, that, was there playing, still got that Lincoln Riley coaching while he was there at Oklahoma, and then went to another SEC team, walked right into a starting job, played with guys that didn't have a lot of talent. His #1 receiver was Xavier Legette. I think his #2 receiver was like Juice Strudge or something like that. And his #3 and #4 top receiving threats were running backs. That's how bad the weapons were there. No offensive line, like nothing. Yeah, nothing. And he was still able to produce in those circumstances. So, hey, he's going to come into the Raiders and be low-key in that same situation. Like, not a whole lot of talent around him. Like, but he still found out a way. So, like, take a risk on that guy in the 5th round instead of on a linebacker. What are we doing here?
Yeah, that's a great point. That doesn't make any sense. And I was saying that, I was like, bro, like, that doesn't make any sense for you to go, oh, we should go with a 2-down linebacker, a linebacker that can barely see the field, a linebacker that can't see the field with, if we're being honest, not the most talented defense in the NFL. And most likely, is he going to be a starter? Is he going to develop? We don't know yet. But at the same time, like when you don't have the answer at quarterback, you should be trying to add talent, adding competition. And Pete Carroll, to quote Pete Carroll, he's all about competition, and all these coaches preach that, but they don't want to add talent to the most important room on the football field. They feel like, oh, an AOC, Minshew and Desmond Ridder and all these quarterbacks that played prior to. And to be honest with you, I hated the AOC pick. I hated it. I don't care.
Yeah, I did too.
I hated it. And I was like, oh, okay, he's better than I expected, but I hated it just seems like, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get it. Let's just leave it at that. Like, man, because I already know there's going to be.
It wasn't like a 1st round pick. I'm just glad it was later in the draft.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was later. But even later in the draft, it just gave me no hope. Like, why are you drafting a guy? Like, this is a guy that you draft undrafted. Like, we're being honest. Like, this is a guy you draft, like, and no disrespect, but it's, why would you want to take this guy where he doesn't give you anything from a mobility standpoint? And I understand a quarterback, in order to be successful in the NFL, you got to be, it's from like the shoulder up. Like, you got to, that's very important. But in today's NFL, the way the league is going with the quarterback position, you got to be able to move. You got to be able to have, or have something exceptional about you. And to be honest with you, A.O. Smith's his best thing, maybe his accuracy.
Yeah, probably his accuracy.
That's the one thing that popped like right away, especially in that first preseason. That was like the best I ever seen AOC play. That preseason, I was like, oh man, maybe the Raiders had got something. Maybe I was wrong, but no, I wasn't wrong.
If he has a clean pocket, was able to set his feet, nobody around his legs, nobody rushing him or pressuring him, he's accurate. Still like a mediocre arm, but he's accurate. But that's the issue with but part of the problem is that there's like some of the Raiders media, and some other Raiders bloggers and content creators, they were saying wild stuff like, oh man, the year before he was considered a 1st round pick the year before he came out. I'm like, at no point. I was like, Rajan was saying that too. I was like, bro, it's like, at no point at any time did anybody look at him and say, this guy's a 1st round pick. Like, there is no way in the world that you go from being the 8th string quarterback to 1st round pick after spending like 6 years in college and be like, no, what? I want to come back for another year. Like, no, bro, you're leaving. Then you're cashing that check. You out of there. You're done. Like, you ain't going back to Purdue. What you going back to Purdue? Right. You ain't about to win nothing. You ain't gonna be a Heisman candidate. You ain't gonna be a national title contender. Like, you're taking the money, you're going to the NFL. Like, you're already 25 years old at that point. Like bro, you're going to the league.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. He was an older guy. It is what it is. But look, they made that draft pick, and I'm the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I want to show you the timeline of how the Raiders have kind of addressed the quarterback position. you go from like 2020, you know, there's Derek Carr, 2021 is Derek Carr, 2022 is Derek Carr, but they draft the AOC, I believe, in the 5th round that year, in 2022. Fourth round. It might have been the 4th round, fourth or 5th round. So they draft that young guy, and then we all know what happens. Like, you know, from Derek Carr to Jimmy G, from Jimmy G to AOC. No, it was a 2023 draft. I think it might have been the 2023 draft.
It's Jimmy G year. Jimmy G year, yeah.
But even you can argue too. You can even argue about even when they had Derek Carr, they didn't add talent to the room while they had Derek Carr to put pressure on Derek Carr.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause you know what a Raider fans always complain about Derek Carr is that, like, man, like he's just good enough to start. He's just like they want something better. They want someone that could be better. They want a better quarterback than Derek Carr. He wasn't a bad quarterback. They want then you gotta draft at that position, and they never did. And they just, I don't know. It's just the way they've addressed the quarterback position over the years. It's just been lackadaisical. Like, it's just not taking it serious. But you know, it is what it is. The Raiders, they're 2-4. They're headed into this game against the Chiefs. The Chiefs right now, they kind of had like a semi-slow start to the season. They've now won like a couple games here and there. So like now, like, this is a big divisional game. The Raiders, obviously, they're coming off a win, one of the worst teams in the NFL, but hey, a win's a win. And it's a divisional game too. Anything could happen. We all know that. Mike, what's one of the biggest things like you're going to be looking at like during this game? Like, cause this, at the end of the day, Arrowhead is a tough place to play. It's a tough place to play. And Geno Smith, obviously he hasn't played great. And now you're telling him to go to Arrowhead, to go against a Steve Spagnuolo coach defense, where they're going to be blitzing all types of exotic blitzes and coverages and things like that. Like, what do you want to see out of this game, like early on, like in order for the Raiders to have a chance?
For sure, I want to see the D line, the pass rush get home, bro. You got to stop Mahomes. If you want to have a chance at winning, you got to stop Mahomes. Yeah. If we're being honest, Kelsey isn't the same guy that he once was before. And these weapons that he has, they're not really anything spectacular, bro. Like, they can be contained. We just got to really stop Mahomes. And besides that, opposite side of the ball, the trenches, they gotta win that battle, bro. We got to be able to dominate in the run game because obviously, like you said, Geno hasn't been playing up to par. So we got to get something going, and it's got more than likely going to have to be the run game.
No, definitely. The offense has to go through Ashton Jeanty. I've been said that, especially now more than ever. I thought that was the plan going into the season. I'm like, oh, you drafted running back number 6. All right, okay. You know, they're going to get Jeanty going. They're going to find creative ways to get him the ball because he's their number 6 overall pick. You put less pressure on Geno Smith because, you know, what was the talking point with Geno Smith when he came to the Raiders? Oh, well, yeah, Geno Smith, he did throw a lot of interception with Seattle in his last year, but there was a lot of pressure on Geno to make plays. You know, the offensive line wasn't protecting him, and there was a lot of pressure on him to make more plays. So I'm like, okay, you drafted a running back. So I'm thinking, okay, that's going to take pressure off of Geno and to make it easier for him back there. And obviously the offensive line hasn't been playing well as well. But at the same time, like it felt like they were incorporated. It just felt like they didn't really go that route of kind of like featuring Jeanty as much as I thought they were going to do. Maybe that first game a little bit, you can say they gave him some carries early on, but you know, that game, if you were watching it, it was more pass heavy than we expected, especially with the circumstances of the weather. And then you fast forward the Charger game, felt like they went away from the running game a little bit, like, and then it just took like Geno, playing terrible football for them to be like, all right, this game, you could tell,
it's
like,
over.
You could tell, like, we need to get, it's over, but like also they need to get the ball to Jeanty. They need to get the ball to Jeanty. You could tell like it was a whole different mindset as far as how they were going about their offense. But you're saying that Jeanty needs to get the ball, like it's kind of the same style compared to
we're gonna have to just wear down their defense with our running game, bro. And if we're being honest, the last time we beat them at Arrowhead, our quarterback didn't complete a pass for about 3 quarters. Maybe we need to do that again this time around so we have a chance to beat them, bro.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up because look, Zamir White put up 200 on them in Arrowhead on Christmas Day. 200. 200 with 200 on the ground. 200. So
wait. No, hold up. Zamir White rushed for 200 yards?
Yes.
Hold up. Let me look at. He didn't rush for 200 yards. He rushed for 200 yards.
Yeah.
I know he had a big game against Kansas City.
It's 200.
It's crazy.
200 like.
Hey, maybe we were just a little too hyped because we beat him.
We might need to activate Zamir White for this game. We might have to if he rushes.
Oh shit! I seen teams asking for Raheem Mostert in trade talks. Apparently, there's rumors
I heard that too.
Hey, who knows? I mean, honestly though, I like the element that Mostert's bringing to the running game right at the moment.
He's been way better than Zamir through so far. No, it's one. He put it 145. 145. 145.
I was about to say, bro, 200 is insane. Like,
hey, bro, that's why you got to question everything because that 200, man, I ain't gonna lie. The way you said it, I was gonna be like,
that would have been icing on the cake, like the perfect storm type game, bro.
Let's see. It was 145. Yeah, maybe it's 200 all purpose.
Maybe 200 all purpose. With 200 yards. Oh my.
Nah, it couldn't be 200 all because he only got one target. So yeah, it's 145. 145. So but basically 150 yards. Basically 150 yards.
Still not bad.
No, he balled out though. He balled out.
Yards without Aiden O'Connell completing the pass for 3 quarters. So they're sitting on the run. They're basically they know we're going to run the ball. We have Zamir White. We don't have a really good offensive line. Aiden O'Connell's not a threat at all. And even if he was, let's say Aiden O'Connell was passing the ball, like Aiden O'Connell's not a threat to throw the ball down the field. So like the safeties are like we ain't vacating the safeties out of the box. So at that point, they're sitting on the run. So we put up 150. Obviously we scored two defensive touchdowns that game as well. So that helped us get to the victory. But like I said, if I'm expecting, a similar performance out of Genty. I need 150 all purpose. It's not be just rushing because I think we should get him involved in the passing game. He's shown that he can catch the ball. When he does catch the ball, get the ball in his hands, he can be effective. So I think we need at least 150 yards all purpose. We need like a game similar to the Bears game. Minus I don't think he's gonna be able to get like a big run like that in this game. But that's similar type production where he's doing it all. He's scoring touchdowns on the ground. He's scoring touchdowns in the passing game. Like he's doing everything. Because early in the year, like obviously the first game, Geno comes out. What he throws for 360. I think you guys said it was like 360 against the Patriots. So yeah. So he comes out balling. Week 2, obviously Genty had some issues in pass pro week 1. Week 2, he had some further issues in pass pro. He also had the issue earlier in the game where he ran the wrong way on the play. So, obviously he wasn't going to get when you make those kind of mistakes in the game where it's like attention to detail mistakes, coaches are going to punish you. So he should get punished that week, and he got punished. Like, like what they going to do. Adonai Mitchell ain't played since he fumbled the ball out of bounds. He ain't played. I don't think he played a game since then. At least not the rest of that game and the game against us and the following game. So maybe he gets in this week, but he ain't played since then. So obviously Genty makes those mistakes, and he's straight up just lazy, like terrible, horrible effort in pass pro. He's walking on the field, fixing his gloves as Geno's getting killed. Like, you're gonna sit you down, or we're not gonna put you part of the game plan the rest of the game. Like that's what should happen instead of punching him like the idiot in Arizona. And then week 3 we get our teeth kicked in, so it's kind of hard to get them going on the ground when we're getting beat by a whole bunch of points. Then the Bears game happens, and he's productive, right? Because we're in that game. It's a close game. Geno's struggling. Give him the ball. He does well. Then the next week we play the Colts. We're getting beat on, so it's kind of hard to get him involved there. And then this last game against Tennessee, he had spots. He had some spots where he kind of missed some reads, but he had some other spots where he ran through some tacklers. Fell forward for yardage. Had a nice reception as well. So I mean, it's been kind of, like it's been they've gotten them involved, I think, when they can and when they should. Would you like to see more? Yeah, but also, like I said, there's been some other extenuating circumstances in terms of effort, in terms of attention to detail, stuff like that, where they're going to say, okay, if this is what you're going to show, the effort you're going to show on the field, like, bro, we're not going to give you the ball if you're walking like in mid play, like as your quarterback is getting sacked by 3 defenders.
Right.
Well, look, I do want to see. Okay, I feel like they're gonna have to get the short passing game going again. Like they're gonna have to get that going. They're gonna have to get the ball out of Geno Smith's hand. Like they can't have him standing back there and him trying to and have him try to read a Steve Spagnuolo defense. Like I don't want to see that. I don't feel like that's a good combination with Geno Smith. But as far as Genty, look, matchup wise, there might be this might be a weak point for the Chiefs defense. They're top 20 overall in rushing defense, but they're giving up 4.7 yards a carry, which is like 26th worst in the NFL. So like, there's a little bit of like, all right, a little bit matchup, but we also got to look at like who's there in the middle, Chris Jones. So sometimes it's like the numbers say that they've been struggling against somewhat struggling against the run. Like that's a weak point on their defense. They're top 10 passing, but as far as matchups with the interior offensive line, they're gonna have guys like who we got Parham, JPJ. They're gonna have to step up this game. They're gonna have to step up this game for sure.
Because this was the same story against the Titans. The Titans, I think, weren't they like ranked the worst rushing defense in the league? And we were coming off a game where we're like, okay, Genty, against the Colts, hey, I think that was obviously the Bears game, you want to say that was the best because he had that big run. But just in terms of what I saw out of him in that Colts game, I kind of saw some juice out of him. I was more impressed just what I saw from him as a player in that game, because I saw some things I didn't really see before, just in terms of, hey, I see a little bit of quickness, see a little bit of explosion. So I think if we had stayed in that game, I think he would have had a big game that week. So you were thinking, hey, coming off this game where we kind of showed some signs early on, we kind of were forced to abandon the run. Hey, we go against the Titans and they're the worst, run defense in the league. Hey, this is gonna be a Genty game, right? Like we get and obviously, similar to Chris Jones, Jeffrey Simmons kind of just wrecked that for us for the most part. So, so we'll kind of see what we can do this week, because as you say, just because the numbers say the Chiefs aren't a good defense, they still have good defensive players. Chris Jones, George Karlaftis, Nick Bowden, like they have guys that are top tier defenders. So it's still gonna, I think it still might be some tough sledding.
Just FYI, I mean, we kind of know that like they're a blitzing team. That's like a given with Steve Spagnuolo. He's gonna throw blitzes. They're in the top 10. They're number 6 in the NFL in blitz percentage, and pressure percentage. I was surprised, but it kind of shows up a little bit. Early on certain games. I remember that Charger game, and just in certain games this season, they haven't really got to the quarterback as much. Yeah, they've had to blitz in order to get pressure, and right now like they're pressuring the quarterback less than the Raiders are. And we've been talking about the Raiders' front four and getting pressure has kind of been inconsistent this season. The Raiders had to blitz in order to get pressure. So this is where the offensive line, hey, like if they can just play solid, like average, cool, like hold their own a little bit, give Genty some space, and then Geno. Can he just snap out of it a little bit? Like just, hey, what's interesting? Shout out to, homegrown, Derek Carr and his brother. They were like, they said something interesting about the game. I seen a clip where they were talking about like, Chip Kelly and his, how we haven't seen his up-tempo style yet with this Raiders team. And he was like, well, that's possibly due to circumstance. But he was saying, Derek Carr was like, this is a perfect game to do it though. Because when you go up tempo, you kind of force Spagnuolo to go into more simpler looks. You're not gonna, have him like, he's not gonna, because that's what's so good about the Chiefs defense when they're at their best is like they can do a lot of different
Exotic
looks,
stuff.
a lot of exotic blitzes, a lot of different looks, and they all do it well. And like for a quarterback, like that can be confusing, especially a Geno Smith who's doesn't know what a cover 2 is with the like. It's just he's struggling like with this, what's going on out there. But we'll see how it shakes out.
The problem with that is that if you want to be able to go up tempo, you got to like complete passes. So you got to like.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to complete. So
It's
you
too
got to
risky.
kind of, because especially if you catch them in a personnel grouping that you like okay, damn, they got this group on the field. Like we want to keep this group out there, and we like the group we have on the field. We like the matchups in this group. So hey, let's go up tempo. Let's get on the ball, get in the ball. But the thing about that is, first of all, you got to complete passes. Second of all, your communication has to be on point. And one of the things we've been struggling this year on the offensive line, especially, and we've seen several times where Jordan is pulling where he's supposed to be blocking, and they missing, they're not passing off stunts correctly, and like doing all kind of mistakes up front. It's because communication hasn't been there. And the reason we supposed to have put Jordan Meredith there, according to Pete Carroll, was because he was a guy that was better in terms of communication. So it's like just having to being in Arrowhead, having to go silent count, against that defensive line, I think it could end up being a rough day if Jordan Meredith doesn't step his game up.
Yeah, 100%, bro. It's really going to depend on this interior O-line, how this game goes, and well, if Geno sees pressure, whether it be in person or his imagination, it's really going to depend on how the O-line. They got to set the tone early and don't let him get hit, and they need to communicate to him. Throw the ball to the guys in the white jerseys. This week we're wearing white jerseys, so throw the ball to the guys in the white jerseys.
I don't know why I feel like an upset can happen. And I know this is crazy for me to say because it's like, oh man, like we've been talking so much trash about this team. But usually this is any time where I feel like it's going way too left, where like we're just like overlooking them, like they not gonna do nothing. That's where upsets be happening. That's when upsets happen. That's when, and I could tell, like, I did see that Devin White comment. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know if that might be bulletin board material.
He was positive. Yeah, I fuck with it though, because hey, it's a different. It's a different level of hatred when it comes to the Chiefs, bro. Like that's like you said, like for a lot of games, it's like, oh damn, we're gonna get smacked, but I don't know why. For some reason against the Chiefs, I feel like it's a possibility, bro. We've seen it happen in the past, not too often, but we've seen it happen where we've shocked the world over Arrowhead, and we made some crazy shit happen.
It's just Geno Smith, bro. He just scared me. Yeah. Like he's the one that scares me the most, man. It's like more than the offensive line. It's Geno Smith. It's like I don't know what I don't know what to expect from him. Like he threw an interception in a game where like they weren't even trying to like have him throw down the field like that. Like they were literally trying to protect him. And the interception he threw this week, I don't know if you heard, Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly talked about it today. He was like, oh, that was a protection issue and da-da-da. And then Geno Smith, like, oh, I was trying to throw the ball out of bounds. I was like, what are you doing? Like, you literally, like, the way he threw it, it was on, like, hey, up for grabs. Like, it was just, I guess when it rains, it pours for Geno. I mean, like, when you playing bad like that, like, you can't catch a break, even though he was, I guess, supposedly trying to throw it out of bounds, but it is what it is. But, man, my guy, Mike, man, we appreciate you coming through, man, and chopping it up with us. I guess before you get out of here, man, let us know your score prediction.
My score prediction, I'm going to say 21-20 Raiders. It's going to be a close one.
21-20. Okay. I kind of knew that you was going to pick the upset. I could tell, bro. I don't know why. Yeah. I think it might have been the Raiders stuff behind you. That's probably the giveaway.
Yeah, bro. Like my guy Trey from my fellow co-host on BTB likes to say, the Raider goggles are on this week, bro. Raider goggles are on. All right, man. Maybe man. A lot of the experts saying we only gonna win like 4 games this year. Well, that's cool. As long as one of them is the Chiefs, bro. If we beat the Chiefs, I'm cool. With the rest of it, whatever happens.
It's funny though. You know what I mean? Like every week, I think every game this season we've had a someone represent like the opposing team. But this week we didn't do it for the Chiefs, man. Like, because that's how much hate we have. Like, we're like, we don't want the Chiefs on this platform. We don't want them on this platform. But nah, man. It was good talking to you, man. Chopping it up with you. You got a lot of things going on. Let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jacobi 24. Wednesdays, every week, Wednesday, 7 p.m. we got BTB. It's me, my guy Trey Majors, and Raiders AQ. And then usually, it depends what day it is that the game is, whether it be Sunday or Monday. Usually the day after, me and my guy Raider Rundown, we do the film breakdown on the game for blunts and breakdowns. And then you already know, end of the week, we come through with the opposing team. Whoever we got that upcoming week, another episode of blunts and breakdowns. And if you want to follow me on other social medias, you can follow me on Instagram, Jacobi 24, and I have a new Twitter now. It is the Jacobi. I had to make a new one, so let's see who rebuilds faster, me and this Twitter account or the Raiders. Let's see what's a faster rebuild.
All right. We'll see, man, and definitely give them a follow. I'm trying to get the link in the chat. If my mods can go ahead and do so, be much appreciated. I'll try to set it up myself as well. Let's see here. So y'all can head over and subscribe to my guy Jacobi 24. It's pretty simple. Y'all see the name on the screen, but here I'll just make it simple. I'll post it here in the chat. Y'all can click the link and obviously go ahead and subscribe to my guy. We appreciate him coming through. Man, you called the score 21-20. We'll give our me and Severe will give our like score predictions later on the show. We're gonna do NFL picks in a second. We didn't get a chance to talk about the trade stuff, but I guess we'll catch up. But
we could real quick. I got you.
Okay. Before you head out, man, like Jacobi Meyers, he's in the rumor mill right now, like him not showing up to practice because of a knee and toe. But he's at Laker games, sitting courtside in a preseason game the same day. And then we're hearing rumors about like him going to certain teams like the Steelers, the Patriots, and the Giants. Do you think a trade happens soon?
I believe so, bro. I feel like the writing's on the wall now. Like, especially the way, it's kind of like that protocol at the moment that most players do when you could tell they're on the way out. He's not practicing, and I get it. It's smart, even though they want to say, we expect him to practice. I feel like that's maybe the team trying to save face. Who knows? But let's be honest. They're probably going to trade him, and they don't want him to practice so he doesn't get hurt. And it's going to suck to see, but in my opinion, it's all good because I'm happy to see the production we've had from Trey Tucker this year. I feel like he's having a breakout year, and at the moment, he's filling that void as the quote-unquote wide receiver one for the roster at the moment.
Well, according to Chip, he's still the number one receiver. Like he came out and said that, but like obviously Geno's been going to Trey a lot. You can argue like maybe that's probably because Jacoby's receiving a lot of attention and this, that, and the third. But that being said, like my whole thing is that like they're not going to re-sign him.
Yeah,
it's like 6-7 games into the season. Like that ship is passed. Like if they let this guy hit free agency, he's not coming back. He already like, you could talk about does he feel disrespected? He could talk about like, look, at the end of the day, like he wanted to stay, but I think the thoughts that's probably going through his head is like, hey, look, like I've put 2 or 3 years of film. I've played above my contract, and I've tried to negotiate a contract with you. Once free agency rolls, all that time, he's not going to think about, I'm going to come back to the Raiders. Nah, he's going to go to whoever the highest bidder is and whoever shows him that, like better quarterback situation, a team that believes in him. Like, I feel like that matters to players, like coaching staffs that believe in it. Like, he probably doesn't feel like they believe in him. Yeah, like they don't feel like they believe in him. So, and it's kind of showing in his play this year. Like, he's missing blocks uncharacteristically. Like, he just doesn't look like the same player as far as in the run game and making these, like, I don't know how many times I've watched the game and I'm like, that's Jacobi Meyers guy that's making a tackle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's Jacobi Meyers. Like, why is it's happening a lot more frequently for some reason this year? And you could probably, Severe, I know you spoke about this. You said he's quietly quitting. That's what you want to
quitting, bro.
Yeah, quiet quitting.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, because like they like there was a study done. I think it's like it's like the wage effort, or it's like a famous, basically a famous studies like the wage effort analysis, and basically it says that people's effort at work is directly correlated to how much they feel they're getting, or if they feel they're getting paid their worth. So if they don't feel they're getting paid their worth, either consciously or subconsciously, they will withhold effort. So, and there's a lot. So that's why there's a lot of people that are not productive, and that's why productivity is usually hurt in companies that don't pay their employees well. Like you see some of the most successful companies, like they generally pay their employees pretty well. So like, and I think that's what's happening with the Jacobi. I think whether it's consciously or subconsciously, he's not playing the same. He's not playing like we've seen him play since he arrived here. And at this point, I think
bro.
I mean,
he milking it on the clock, bro.
Yeah, fact. Like he feel like bro, like what? Why am I going to bust my butt for an organization that doesn't feel I'm worth being paid? And and look, and at this point, Jacobi might be like, look, whew, I'm glad these motherfuckers didn't sign me back, bro. Because look at this nonsense. I'm cool. Yeah. I'm glad y'all didn't get me up out of here. I'm good. I'm good getting about. I'm glad y'all didn't like me in those contract. I ain't gonna be locked into this organization with this ancient ass coach and this, this offensive coordinator that ain't been getting it done. And PG is over here pissed. And Tom Brady don't know what the hell he doing. And Spytech, is drafting bums that ain't getting on the field. Like, I'm good. Y'all get me out of here. Send me somewhere else. Like, I'm fine. Thank you. So
Spytech drafted his replacement in Jack Besh. And another thing too, like I've said this before, and I know like Severe, you don't feel this. You don't feel the same way about this. You feel like obviously he earned the contract, and I agree to a certain extent. But at the end of the day, I also understand like Jacoby he's replaceable. He's replaceable to me. Like he's not a dynamic, game-changing wide receiver. Like, it is what it is. I think like he's a possession guy. He's a good player. We do lose that. We lose a good player. And Jack Bish has to he's going to have to develop into that. He's going to have to show and prove that he can be at least a Jacoby-like player as far as his impact. That's going to, he's going to have to prove that. But I just feel like, at the end of the day, Jacoby's replaceable. I don't think I'm not going to like, oh man, we lost Jacoby. But I'm in the boat of like, all right, if you're not going to re-sign him, get something for him. Yeah. So hopefully they can go ahead and get a pick from one of these teams. Someone was saying like, oh, if you trade with the Patriots, they're not going to give you anything. They're probably going to give you like a 7th in the 2028 draft or something like that. But I don't know. Either way, I'm looking for like maybe a 5th, 4th.
Yeah, like a 4th or 5th is I feel like fair return.
Yeah, but you look at it like this. Like we're talking about Geno's best game, right? It was the week 1 game, and look at who led the team in yards that week. It was Brock, and partly because he had that crazy, that 38-yard catch, which basically they basically ran that pick play. He was running by himself. The guy who was right behind him in yardage was Jacoby, 97 yards. Jacoby also had the most catches in that game. So when the Raiders' pass offense was at their best, the guy they got the ball to the most and targeted the most was Jacobi Meyers. So say what you want about he's not a number one. When Geno was at his best and when our offense looked the best, the guy that got the most targets and the most catches was Jacobi Meyers. That's with the healthy Brock Bowers. That's with the healthy Ashton Jeanty in the range. So men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie.
Yeah, man. We'll see how it shakes out. It feels like a trade is coming soon, but they do have until like November 4th to make the trade. I think that's when that's the deadline, pretty much. So we'll keep an eye on that. Chip Kelly spoke on Jacobi Meyers today. He was like, "Oh yeah, I expect him to be at practice." He wasn't there. He wasn't there. So, and then the rumors are still kind of like swirling a little bit. So we'll see how it shakes out. But yeah, I wish we had more time to talk. Well, we'll have a chance to talk again, Mike. we'll get into like some of the future moves and how the outlook of the team in the future. But
always a pleasure, guys. You already know it's always love, bro. I appreciate always tuning in and tapping in with my dogs. The show.
Go Dodgers.
Yes, sir.
Go Dodgers. Go Dodgers. Go Lakers, man.
Yeah.
But all right, Mike, man, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. And all y'all, appreciate the chat. Make sure Machiavelli24 on Instagram and YouTube, the Machiavelli on Twitter. And show love to my guys. Leave them a thumbs up and everything. Subscribe to the channel if you're not yet.
There you go, man. Yeah. All right, bro. We'll holler at you, man.
Thank y'all.
All right, man. That's Machiavelli24. Man, just chopping it up with us, man. We appreciate him coming through. Obviously, the link is in the chat. If you want to go ahead and go over to my guy and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Also, give him a follow all over social media, Black Team Broadcast, all that good stuff. But yeah, man, we'll see how it shakes out with that Jacobi Meyers trade. We'll see what happens.
Man. But see, only reason I think it depends because I think they were saying they're looking at the compensatory pick, and it could be like a fourth if he walks. And then you look at like I think you might have retweeted it on X, where it was like if we trade him, it's like a 7.8. We saved $7 million, but it's like a 7.8 million dead cap hit, and it's like a dead cap hit next year too. So it might be better to let him walk via free agency than it is to trade him. So I mean, I don't know. And like I said, if we're not going to get at least a 4th round pick for him, like it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So it's some moving pieces, like a lot of it's going to depend on like what happens with Jalen Waddle. I know you spoke about it earlier. Chris Olave, he could potentially be on the move. So those are 2 wide receivers right there that I know they're younger guys. I think they're obviously more dynamic, so they're going to probably take precedence in the trade market over a guy like Jacobi, who's a little bit older and he's more of a possession guy. So I think it depends on how the market shakes out. But obviously a return to the Patriots, I think that would be beneficial to all parties involved, just because Drake May is kind of coming into his own. Keyshawn Boutte is playing well, but they can use another weapon. Obviously, he knows the system over there. Robert Kraft already told, I think he was on a shop with Devontae. He was saying Devontae said Jacobi Meyers was the best kept secret in the league and how much he learned from Jacobi. And Robert Kraft was like, yeah, man, like I wish we never let him go. Like I wish we never. That was coming straight from the owner. Like I wish we never let him go. So I think a reunion could be in order.
See, the thing is though, Isaiah, I don't think it's gonna be a third because I think Devontae went for a third last year, and I feel like Devontae's a better player. And another thing too about Jacobi, I didn't make a point about is remember when we were looking at receivers' productions when they hit that 30-year-old mark. That's probably like one of the least things to talk about because we always talk about running backs. Oh, when they hit 30, it just downhill from there. But there's not a lot of receivers when they hit 30, they're the same receiver or they continue that production where they're pretty productive. There's only like a handful of guys, like the special guys, that have a prolonged career where they play well into their 30s, maybe up for some guys, the exceptions to the rules that upwards of 40, you know what I mean? Obviously Raider fans, if y'all old enough to remember, Jerry Rice, played like he's probably one of the greatest examples of a guy like played well into his late 30s, into his early 40s. But there's been other guys as well, like Larry Fitzgerald played well at an older age or whatever. But when they hit to that 30-year-old mark, like it's something like they're not the same player. And it's like, all right, if they're not the same player, do you want to play a guy that's going to be turning that age soon? I think my guy Jacobi, he's about like 29.
28. I think is he 29? He's either 28 or 29.
So let me double check his age real quick. But I think he's closer to 30.
Yeah, he's close. He's close to 30.
So what is he asking? He's asking for a 3-year extension, 2-year extension. Like what kind of extension is he asking for? 4-year extension. I mean, he's gonna get paid, but it's just like, do the Raiders want to invest in a wide receiver that's going to turn that age, and is he going to be productive well into that contract? Maybe the first year or so he might be, but
I think during the offseason it was reported it was a 2 for $60, a 2-year extension. So he would have kept his salary, this year. So I think he had average over the 3 years would have been like 23 million or something like that. So, like essentially, mid-level wide receiver money in the NFL. So I think that's a fair offer for him. If that's, that's what was reported. Like there was never confirmed by anybody, but it was a 2-year, $60 million extension. So over the life of the 3 years, it was, making about 23 something. So that's cool. That's about where he should be. That's in the Cortland Sutton, Michael Pittman Jr. range. Like that's about what he is. The thing about Jacobi Meyers is that his game is going to age well. Like he's not a super speedy dynamic. I gotta be super dynamic, super athletic guy. He's a technician. I'm gonna beat you with, like great route running. Setting you up with, my releases, all that stuff. I think that's his game. So I think he'll be able to play, I think he'll be able to play till he's like 34, 35 years old. Maybe not be like a super great receiver, but still be, hey, you know what? We can depend on Jacobi on third downs. Like we know he's going to be in the right spot. He can get open. He understands, how to find holes in the zones. He understands how to run routes correctly and at the right depth and be at the right, and to be at his landmarks at the right time. So the quarterback can trust Jacobi. So I think that, that's conducive for him to, kind of go to a team and then they'd be more willing to pay him than maybe a guy who just extremely dependent on their athleticism.
I hear what you're saying, but like I do pay like there's a lot of receivers. There's a lot of receivers that we looked at. Like we looked at the top receivers, and these are guys that were more dynamic than a Jacobi Meyers, but also some of them were skilled too. It's just when they hit to that 30-year age mark, and I just checked his age. He's 28, but he's going to turn 30 November 9th.
28 or
29, my bad. 20. He's about to turn 29 November 9th. So he's going to turn. So next year he's going to turn 30. It's just like, I don't know if I want to do that. So I kind of understand where Spytek is going with it. He's just like, he got to pick and choose his battles with some of these players that are aging or getting older and paying them. And especially guys that he didn't even, he had nothing to do with. Like a lot of these guys, like they want to choose their guys. Like at the end of the day, it's pretty normal. And I think they made the right choice by giving, Colton Miller that deal. I know he got hurt, but like it's hard to replace left tackle until you got one on the roster and until you know for sure, okay, he's gonna be the next guy up. Like there's no way they can let a Colton Miller just walk in free agency or not paying him, whatever. Yeah. So Colton Miller was like an easy decision. Obviously, Max Crosby was an easy decision, but a guy like, I think Jacobi, it was, not a bad guy. Seemed like a good locker room guy. He played well, played above his contract, but it is what it is. They're going to move on. I just want them to get some type of pick back. But just another DJ, he says he's already worth a fourth compensatory pick if they let him go in free agency. See, the thing is, though, with the with picks like this, I don't think it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee that they'll get that. Like what the Raiders have to do is they have to let him walk, but they can't replace him.
The formula goes like it's how many guys guys you let go and how many guys you bring back in. It's like it's weird. Like nobody knows the true formula. They're usually pretty solid at figuring it out though. Like some people kind of figured it out, but man, it's like do you want to take that risk? Do you want to take that risk, and potentially end up with nothing? So the Raiders got to play it smart. Obviously, the Raiders have a lot of belief in Jack Besh, or Spytek has a lot of belief in Jack Besh because if he didn't, he wouldn't have picked him in the second round. So if you see a player that's kind of a similar stylistic player to Jacobi, he's younger, cheaper, you drafted him fairly high, like you want to obviously at some point kind of give him some opportunities. Obviously the Raiders for the beginning of this year, they were kind of not giving him any opportunity at all. And more recently, he's kind of taking the lion's share of the snaps over Dante Thornton. So it didn't mean anything this last game. He was out there running. He was out there getting cardio. I don't even think he got a target. So we'll kind of see how that plays out going forward. But if they feel they have a ready-made replacement on the roster, then it kind of doesn't make a lot of sense for them financially to bring back a guy like Jacobi.
Yeah, and yeah, that's that. And my main point with the compensatory pick is just at the end of the day, it's not a guarantee. So it kind of forces them not to be aggressive from free agency because they're trying to get that pick the following year. But if you could trade them and get that pick or more, or even a 5th round pick, it's a guarantee. It's a guarantee that you're going to get picks. And we know Spytek, he loves his picks. But if what you're saying is true about the money part of it, that kind of makes it a little bit interesting too. Like the dead cap hit and how much they want to take on, and it just really
Because why is that? Because Jacobi did the Raiders a solid and restructured his contract. So that's why Jacobi courtside at the Laker game. He's like, that's why he's courtside at the Laker game.
Yeah. Isaiah says after watching the Steelers, they need another wide receiver. Yeah, they do need another guy to complement. But if they get a Jacobi Meyers, hey, that's a nice little, there's some weapon right. That's a solid weapon right there. I don't know. It's gonna take him probably a second for him to get, kind of used to the offense and like kind of catch up to speed as far as his chemistry with Aaron Rodgers. That's the one thing about these trades. Sometimes like certain positions, it's like it's gonna
dang it. He'll cook with Aaron Rodgers though, bro. Cause he's not Devontae, but it's like the same style of player where he's not a super athletic, but he's like a physical receiver, runs good routes, good releases. Obviously Devontae's more athletic than Jacobi, but
smart.
You asked, smart guy. So it's like, like I said, like Devontae was saying he was learning stuff from Jacobi. I'm sure Jacobi was learning stuff from Devontae. You asked Will Governor, that summer when they had training camp, he was saying his toughest cover out there wasn't Devontae. His toughest cover was Jacobi. So like obviously he has talent. You put him with a guy like A-Rod who loves the back shoulder throws. Like I think that's something where I think him and A-Rod, once they get some chemistry, I think they'll cook.
Hey, Hit Boy, man, I would do this instantly. But why would the Colts trade a talented guy like Mitchell? I know he made that mistake with the fumble at the goal line or whatever, but like he's a talented guy. And on top of that, for the Raiders, they kind of have like guys that are similar to Mitchell in that probably not like the talent is just more like young guys and they're just waiting to develop them. Like that would be like 3 young receivers. They add Adam Mitchell. He's another guy that's still developing, still needs to get better, still needs to go ahead and prove it out there. Like, I mean, but he does have potential to be X. And that's kind of that'd be interesting to see because like what does that do for Dante Thornton? Then he has to he got to carve out a role like a deep threat role or whatever. But man, I'm not gonna lie, like he needs some work.
No, he needs lots of work.
He needs some work. I posted because the Raiders media, they posted some old school highlights of the Denarius Moore.
Oh,
and I was just like, man, I thought he was. That was my. Like it's crazy with me. Like right now, I don't really have a favorite Raider. I don't have a favorite player on the team. Like there's players that I like, but I don't have. But like during that time, Denarius Moore was my favorite player on that team.
That was mine too.
Most recently, Henry Ruggs was my favorite player on the team.
Yeah.
And then back in the day, it was like just random, like hella randomly. Like I really like Jerry Porter back in the day, Charlie Garner. It
was Tim Brown, Jerry Porter for me. Then it was Darren. Then it was McFadden.
Yeah, I like McFadden, but McFadden is just like he always got hurt, but McFadden was so fun to watch, bro. Especially when he was explosive McFadden with Hugh Jackson. Bro. Oh man, I was looking forward to Sundays, man. I wanted to see him play. Yeah, he was cooking. But
that jailhouse build.
Yeah, but people were saying they're like, oh man, like this is why I want Dante Thornton. Like, nah, he's not that.
That's not his style. That's not his style. Man.
He's just he's a classic speedy guy.
Yeah. He's a run and catch. He ain't going to do no jump and do no dynamic stuff. And it's like that's not his. Just just throw it out there. I'm gonna run under it. Like it's
Denarius Moore was dynamic.
He's
bro.
He's James Jett. He's James Jett. That's Dante Thornton. James Jett.
Speed guy. Just speed. Like he just got to develop his route running, develop his route tree, and he has the speed. He has. I don't even want to say his like. I don't want to say his size as far as like him being 6'4" because he don't use it. That's the problem that I see. I'm like, man, like let me ask you this: do you think that a receiver can develop their ability to like attack the ball in the air, like that skill set, or you think that is either you got it or you don't? Because Denarius and Henry Ruggs, they had it. They just had it straight up.
A lot of it is you have it or you don't. A lot of it is you have it or you don't. Can you improve at it? Yeah, but a lot of it is just it's like a lot of it is just natural, man. Some people are just like they have that ability to just have the understanding. They're good at tracking the ball. You know, obviously, one of the things we talk about Dante Thornton is we talk about his athleticism, but didn't he have like a 27-inch vertical leap or something nasty? Like, bro, you got the vertical leap of a freshman in high school, bro. Like, so but we was like, you know what? That's not his game. That's why we was like, you know what? We ain't worried about his vertical jump because that's not his game. He's a deep threat. He's a deep post guy. He's a 9 route guy. Like, that's maybe you would some crossers, you kind of get separation, let him catch and run. Like, that's his game. We wasn't expecting him to be a jump ball guy, but he's taller, so people, oh yeah, you can, he's Megatron. He's not that. That's not his game. So I wouldn't want to put that on him. Like, he's never going to be that. Can he improve on it? Yes. Like, he had a nice one in preseason right against Arizona, where it's like, it was really a back shoulder throw. It was better ball placement than it was him doing anything. Yeah, but he still made a nice adjustment on the ball. So, and it was one that I think we saw in week 1 of preseason where he didn't make the catch. He dropped it. And, so you saw okay, there's some progress here, but that progress is halted. When he's playing against actual NFL players now, it looks a little different. So we'll see what he does this summer. Obviously, he's gonna have to get stronger. We see what he does in the NFL program with NFL strength and conditioning coaches. How much faith you have in AJ Neibel and Deuce Gruden? That kind of I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, we'll see how it shakes out. But I've always had with him, it was just I know there was going to be a developmental curve. It was just the fact that he started early on. I was kind of shocked. And then the way he's playing, I'm like, damn, they kind of forced him out there to take that role. So I don't know if it was him winning it outright or because when you watch him play, it's like he won it outright? Like for real? Like there was no one better than this? Like he literally can't run any route other than this and that. And other than a drag route or a deep post. He can't even do a curl route, a comeback route. He can't do them routes where you got to make a move. You got to do a couple of moves. You got to set him up. He can't do that. I mean, I think he had a nice little double move a couple times this season, but
see, this know what it is too. And I have to look into Dante Thornton because I don't know if he ever did. But guys that play basketball, they're usually good jump ball guys. They're usually good in those contested catches. It's usually those guys. Because you think about Devontae, right? Devontae talks about it all the time. He's a hooper. I play football. That's what I was, that's what kind of I was better at. I wasn't tall enough really to be NBA guys, but he considers himself more of a hooper. You heard about Jacobi. Jacobi's a good hooper. Obviously, Randy Moss was nice on the court. Henry Ruggs, he's considered himself more of a basketball player, but yet he's played football, contested catch guy. Antonio Gates, didn't really have a long history playing football, but he was a basketball player. He was good in contested catch situations. Tony Gonzalez, similar situation. Think about Terrell Pryor, right? Terrell Pryor was a quarterback his entire life. He was a quarterback. You know, he goes to the Raiders as a quarterback. He goes to the Browns. He turns into a good receiver that's good in contested catches. Why? Because when Terrell Pryor was coming out of high school, he was one of the top basketball recruits in the nation as well. So it's something about that basketball skill set that translates and makes you know, another guy. Oh, Ronald Curry was, oh my God, so nice. And contested catch situations, the ball, and oh my God, bro.
Ronald Curry was another guy that was one of my favorite Raiders, bro.
Like I quarterback, bro.
Man, Ronald Curry was like one of my favorite. It was just bad football teams, really bad football. I'm not saying he was a great player, but if you notice, a lot of the players like they weren't great. They're not going to Hall of Fame. They were just like at that time, like they were good players, and they made a lot of plays or they made plays, but yeah, we're hoping that Adante Thornton could be that eventually. I mean, but his game we're kind of seeing for what it is, and it's for right now. It's like he's a speed guy. He's a speed guy, and that's a good thing. Hey, if you got speed in the NFL, like you get open, like that's cool. You just got to be able to like build. You got to be able to build his game or get better off that skill set. But we'll see how it shakes out for him, but Best should definitely get some snaps. Like we got to see what we got in him, and I know shout out to that the whole conversation got started because of the Adonai Mitchell and fifth round pick. Now that I think about it, I would do it instantly. Like we need a talent. We don't have a number one receiver. Imagine a number one, starting X receiver with Brock, like. That would open up the offense crazy for Brock Bowers, for Genty, the quarterback Geno, man. But they're hoping to develop some of the receivers they have. But are they really X receivers? We kind of look at Best as more of a slot guy, kind of like at best maybe he might develop as a number two, but who knows? We'll see how we'll see how he develops, but. I don't see Thornton developing into like
number one. No.
Yeah, I don't see it, bro.
Yeah,
it's just
at best he's like his very high ceiling is what's my man from dude everybody wanted us to get this summer from Detroit. Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams,
yeah.
Like that, he's that kind of guy, deep threat, deep ball guy. And even I think Jameson Williams got a little bit more like like a little more sizzle. But I think that's like Thornton's like ceiling. But it works because Amon-Ra St. Brown, even though he can play outside too, but he works mainly in the slot, and he's a monster. And so you can be a number one receiver playing in the slot, but you got to be like nice.
Also he could also be. Like, and he's not a bad player. He's actually a deep threat as well too. Is Marquez Vance Scantling, I think?
Oh yeah, Marquez Valdez Scantling.
Valdez Scantling. Look, yeah, he's a speed guy. He's a deep threat. He's kind of similar to him.
Yeah, he's dropping passes too, just like Dante Thornton.
No, but he's similar. Like they're both big receivers. Yeah. They're both like 6'4", like 6'4", 6'5". Yeah. You know what I mean? So they're both fast, but like. We'll see. It would be big if he developed that part of his game where he can use his height, like use your height a little bit. Like that's an advantage. But if you don't got it, like I don't know, man. I don't know if you could develop that. That's why I asked that question. I'm like, can you develop that? Usually guys who have that, it's like they have it right off the bat. Like they just have that.
Yeah. If you ain't got it by the time you got to the NFL, bro, you ain't gonna get it. You probably ain't gonna get it.
Man. Yeah, it is what it is. Justin DJ says Ravens and Niners are geniuses when it comes to comp game. They always find a way to get high comp picks.
Yeah. Know what it was? I was watching something. This was a while ago because like nobody really knows. I think it's still nobody knows for sure with the formula that it's used. But I heard one of the things is that like if you signed via free agency, if you don't sign players that like walked who contract expired, if you sign players that were released, it counts different. So it doesn't like hurt you as much if you bring in those kind of guys. So if you sign guys that were released by other teams, it's not the same as signing like just outright free agents. And that's what I say. That's why the Ravens, like, if you people like a lot of their signings, it was like guys that were released by other teams.
That's interesting. I mean, see, that's stuff like, and they kind of keep it a secret, low key, like the formula.
They keep it a
like
secret. Yeah,
they keep it a secret
because the Ravens signed Jair, right? And Jair got cut, didn't he?
Jair,
he got cut by the Packers, right?
By the Packers, yep.
Yeah, so like that, like that's what you like. If you sign guys that even if they're like big names, like if you sign they were cut and not instead of walking, it factors in differently into the equation. It doesn't like hurt your potential to get those higher comp picks as much.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm kind of like, man, if it's not a guarantee, and then we can trade a guy. I mean, I'm not saying that we don't take advantage of the comp game, but like, look, if it's gonna stop you from getting a player that can possibly help that room develop or help the team move forward, like, and you don't want to do it because of a comp game, like, and you can easily get them in a trade. The only thing is that money part that you threw in the dead cap hit. I'm like, man, did they take that into consideration if it's like a 4th round pick, a 5th round pick, and they're like, I don't know if I want to do it because we're gonna have to pay this guy this much money, but you know, it's not. Is it worth it to even get that pick, and then we got to pay that much money?
Yeah, hopefully not, because I think right now we're like 20 something in terms of cap space. But if you look at what we're at next year, I think we're slated to be number 2 or number 3 in the league in terms of cap space, which is crazy. That there's a team that's really good, that's like has the most caps. It's like one of the top cap space teams in the league. Is it the Commanders? That's another team. It's another team that's like really good. You're like, they're one of the top teams in terms of cap space. I forgot who it was, but like, you know, like the Raiders, you know, they're going to have a lot of cap space next year. Obviously, we had a whole bunch of cap space this year. We didn't do too much outside of bringing back our own guys and Max. Signed a whole bunch of defensive players on 1-year contracts. So, no, I think we'll want to bring. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind bringing all the linebackers back, like whether it's Jamal, Devin, and Landon. I wouldn't mind bringing all those. Obviously, you want to infuse in the youth as well, but I wouldn't mind having all those guys on the team if as part of a rotation.
I mean, we'll see how it shakes out. I mean, I think Devin White, I feel like they should probably bring him back. I know he's not perfect, but right now they don't have answers at line. Like, they can't address everything in free agency. I at least know what you got. Like, at least know the play. All right, you know what you're going to get from this player, so it makes sense to get him back. But it is what it is. If you haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Hey, Samir, can you hit up the chat real quick?
Yeah, bet. Isaiah said DT is a tall Jalen Hyatt, I think. Yeah. I mean, Sun God or Jamison Williams, the better receiver would be. Yeah. Amon Ra's better than Jamison Williams for sure. But that's what I'm saying. Dante Thornton is like in that same kind of vein as a receiver. Amon Ross St. Brown, one of the best receivers in the league. I think he might be leading the league in receiving this year. I got to check. I think he was a few weeks back. But if we could find a guy that can do those similar things as a slot receiver, then it just makes Dante Thornton. It makes his value a little bit differently because you aren't depending on him to be like a heavy catch guy. He can just be that deep threat, and he can free up space underneath for whoever your guy in the slot is. So we'll see. Ravens always sign guys post June 1st. I said that I haven't followed that as much, but that's a possibility as well. So whatever it is they do over there, they kind of crack the code. So I'm surprised more teams haven't followed suit on that. Maybe they're getting hip to it, but yeah, I'm surprised a lot more teams haven't followed suit. Other big receivers in the red zone that win because Deuce Robinson, Jacoby Lane, CJ Allen. Yeah, I like Jacoby Lane. We were just talking about Jacoby Lane earlier. He's nice. CJ Allen. I haven't looked at CJ Allen. I got to check him out. I know that kid from Ohio State. He's been making a lot of noise at linebacker. There's another guy. CJ Allen's from Georgia, right? I think CJ Allen's from Georgia. I think he's a smaller linebacker, right? He's like 230 or something like that. I think I remember hearing something about him. But mean, like Georgia, they usually put good defensive players in the league. They've been having some good linebackers recently. So we'll kind of see how that goes. I mean, I'm not sure like I said, I haven't really started studying the draft super crazy yet. I know the kid from Ohio State. I know he's slated to be a first round pick. I think like one of the top defensive players off the board right now. Probably maybe the top defender behind Bain and maybe Downs. Caleb Downs might go before him, but I've been seeing him on a lot of mock drafts recently. I just peeped, if his top 10 that they've been having him go be the second defender off the board behind Bain. So kind of see how that plays out. Jair Alexander kind of washed. Yeah, he is. Jair is kind of washed, but their whole secondary is washed, man. Marlon Humphrey been getting cooked. Like the Ravens they're in a rough spot. But the thing about them is that they have a good organization, so like they'll bounce back. They have a good draft. Like that's what's going it's gonna be crazy. Like the Ravens could just really be a very good team. They're just having a tough time this season. A lot to do with injury, a lot to do with some turnover and talent. Obviously Matabuke got hurt. Lamar Jackson been hurt. Marlon Humphrey's just not been the same guy. Jair Alexander's washed up. They can get a top 10-ish pick and be right back to being the Ravens next year, but haven't added a top 10 pick. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, man. If y'all haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Appreciate everybody coming through. We're gonna get into NFL picks, man. We're gonna give you the update of what happened last week. Man, so me and Severe, man, we back and forth, man. Like we tied up this week, man. I went 9-5. Severe also went ahead and went 9-5 as well. And hey, Minton, man, he's continuing his dominance right now. He got had a good week. Went 10-4.
He caught that Chiefs game. I think that was what got him. He caught the Chiefs game, right, against the Detroit. He caught the Chiefs, I think.
Yeah, he got the Chiefs game. I'm trying to let me see. He got the Chiefs game. He also got the Patriots.
I didn't have any upset picks. I didn't have any upset picks this week.
Okay. But he did pick the Patriots. He picked the who else he picked? He picked the Chiefs, and I think it might have been the Panthers.
Oh yeah, Panthers. Yeah, Panthers. Yeah. Yes, I still ain't picking the Panthers.
Yeah, I know. But so this is the season record update right now. Me and Severe tied up. Mint got a nice little comfortable 7-game lead right now. So he's
running away with it, man.
He's holding on, man. We gonna have to dominate one of these weeks, man. We gonna have to put a couple of weeks of domination to catch up. But we'll see how it's a long season. Still some weeks left. So we gonna
sound like Pete Carroll right now.
I gotta stay positive. I gotta stay positive.
I'm already looking at the draft, brother. Let me what's NFL draft for next year's schedule?
That's funny, but yeah, we gonna actually move on to this week NFL picks. Here we go. I don't know if you can see it on the screen.
Yeah.
So the first week, man, is Rams and Jaguars. Who you got, Severe?
Rams and Jaguars. Oh. It's in Wembley too.
Jaguars is one of those weird. It's like they're playing well, but then it's like,
they're winning, but like Trevor Lawrence ain't really been good. Like Trevor Lawrence hasn't been good, right? But they're still somehow winning, and they're in London. See, and that's basically their second home, bro. Because I think Shad Khan. I think he's from London. But so they played multiple games. I think they've already played multiple games there this year. Like they play there every year for sure. So they're gonna be used to it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna go with Jags, man. I'm gonna go with the Jags.
Okay. Oh, so okay. Let me see. We got Minted. He said picks are in. All right, I'm gonna check it real quick. Let's see. Oh, it's in London too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's at Wembley. Oh, Super Omicron between Mendoza and Tyson. I see right now. I see. I don't.
Jordan Tyson is nice, bro.
He's nice. That's saying I don't see. Like I know we need a quarterback. So if I was more solidified on Mendoza, I would say Mendoza. But Jordan Tyson is nice. But I like a few receivers in this draft though. So, yeah, that's a tough one right there though. Because I just got done saying we can't stop. We got to stop like passing on quarterbacks, and I'm like, no, it's Jordan Tyson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rams, bro. I'm gonna go Rams, but this is like a tough travel for the Rams too, going from the West Coast all the way to London. Yeah. And then Jaguars, they're kind of used to it by now. They're going out there, so they're kind of used to it by now. But
that's their second home, bro. They play there every year.
I'm gonna go Rams. Go Rams. I know Puka's hurt too, so Devontae Adams is his time to shine. So we'll see. But Sean McVay, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a interesting game how it plays out. Let me see minted. Do you have minted picks in front of you?
He said he sent them. Let me see. No, I didn't pull him up. Let me go there right now. Actually, I like playing on the west side, even though I'm playing on the east side. Got him, coach. All right. So this week for that game, Mint's going with the Rams. You're on mute.
I said I can see the Jaguars winning this too. It's a nice little upset win for you, or an upset pick for you. Yeah, so we got next game up. People in the chat is like Jaguars always win overseas. Okay, Isaiah. All right. We'll see.
Yeah, it's that pass rush. I see what you talking about, DJ. That pass rush is crazy for the Rams.
Yeah.
I think Byron Young, is he leading the league in sacks?
He has 7.5. I think he has 7.5.
Yeah, I think he leading the league in sacks. Was crazy, bro. We had a chance at him. See, if we would have drafted, we was never going to do it because of the politics. But we drafted Jalen Carter instead of Tyree. We probably take Byron Young instead of the bad Byron Young. We probably take the good one. So, it's craziness. But right, yeah.
So we got the Saints and Bears, man. Appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock and hit that like button. We got Saints and Bears this week. Bears, they're like one of them fake 3-2s. I don't believe it. I don't trust it. I feel like if they play some good teams, but man, this is at home. Saints haven't been playing like. Man, I can't trust the Saints. Actually, I don't think what's his name has been terrible at head coach, meaning like working with what he has on offense at times.
Kellen Moore,
and I see what he's doing with like Spencer Rattler. I'm like, okay, it doesn't look too bad. They just need some pieces on offense. Like they need a number one. They need someone that's gonna scare something. They don't have anybody. They got Kamara, but that's about it. Everybody else is like kind of gadget, like role players on offense, stuff like that. But I'm gonna go Bears. I can't pick the Saints, man. I picked them last week and they failed me. What you got, Sabir?
You know what, man? Yeah, I don't. I think like the Bears are frauds. They should be 1-5 too. We should have beat them. They should have lost last week. The Commanders. I mean, Jaden's my dog, but he had some. Yeah, I think he threw the bad interception. I think he had the fumbled handoff. Like they were in control of that game. Like they should have. They just like us. We should have won that game, and then we just didn't. So yeah, man, they're fugazi. I think Spencer Rattler gonna want some get back against Caleb Williams, the dude that took his job and took his glory at OU. I think the Saints. I think they've been playing well enough where I think they get Alvin Kamara. They get Alvin Kamara going. We see what Ashton Genty was able to do against that Bears defense. I think Alvin Kamara is a better kind of Ashton Genty. Especially as a pass catcher, and Ashton Genty was able to get 2 receiving touchdowns that game, plus the long touchdown he had. If they do end up keeping Olave and Shaheed, I think one of those guys can end up having a pretty nice game. And Washington almost beat them without Terry McLaurin, without their top weapon. So I think in terms of weapons, like that probably puts them on pretty even footing as the Saints right now. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Saints.
All right, bro. I respect it. Super aggressive here.
Hey man, I'm coming out the gate back-to-back upsets, man. So I'm either gonna catch up or it's gonna be I'll see y'all next year.
Okay, so Min is also going with the Bears. He's going, so that's another upset pick. All right, going upset pick. All right, so here we go. The chat saying, just another D says Bears over Saints. Yeah, Rattler's getting better, man. He's getting better. He's getting better for sure. But yeah, people saying the Bears. We'll see, man. I don't know. I don't know if I could trust. I think the Saints, Jets, and Titans are 3 worst teams in the league.
I don't think the Saints are that bad. Saints should have beat the 49ers. They got blown out by somebody I forgot, but obviously they beat the Giants, who had come off the big win against the Chargers.
They lost against the Bills. I mean, but who expected them to beat the Bills? I mean,
exactly. Yeah,
I think they
lost a tough game. It was a tough game last week against the Patriots, right? And it was with Drake May like balling, and it's a pretty close game. So
yeah, they only scored but their offense though, it's just it's kind of hard to explain their issues. Like they don't have
the pieces don't fit together.
Yeah, they don't have game. They don't have really they have Shaheed is a deep threat, but it's just they don't have something a consistent guy to go to down and down. And I don't, I gotta watch the earlier in the season, but I watched the last couple games and I felt like looking at Rattler, he looked better. And then one of their only win was one of the games that I watched, and the defense kind of forced some turnovers, but I don't know if they've been consistent enough. But they've been giving up plays down the field though. Like when you got Kayshon Boutte and his last name is Booty, man. I come on, you can't let this guy get any catch or big. I don't know. I think he had over 100 yards last game. It felt because Drake May was throwing it deep all over that secondary. Yeah. So they're looking more competitive than the Raiders. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Outside of the Bills game, it's the only game that was.
But Chill, see how Chill. This is how you know Chill Ray's a Raider fan. He left out the Raiders.
Yeah, fact. No, but the Jets are winless, and the Saints only have 1 win. So I guess
that's true. If you're basing off wins, that's true. Yeah, that's true. We'll see what happens this week, though. But Dolphins, Browns.
That's the Browns too, and the Dolphins. I'll say the Saints better than the Dolphins.
Damn, this the Dolphins. Their issues are it's typical season going down the drain. The quarterback is saying things that are probably losing the locker room, and you hear stuff no one respects the coach. And I'm not gonna lie, the coach wearing I don't know what he be wearing during the pressers. It's Mike McDaniel. Oh,
Mike McDaniel, he's an odd dude, man.
He's an oddball, man. He's an oddball. But as an offensive coordinator, hey, come on down to the Raiders. Hey. Chip Kelly.
Hey, get your ass out of here. Get your ass the hell up. Sorry about that. Hey, I think Ohio State might have an opening for you.
Well, I'm keeping it real. Mike McDaniel, as an offensive coordinator, man, he knows what he's doing. It's just, is he a guy that you want leading your team? At first it looked, okay, it could work, but right now it's not working. So, and to be fair though, do you feel like their issues start all the way from head coach, or do you feel like their issues start with the quarterback? Because it sounds like quarterback is like he's not a leader.
I think issue, and what's crazy is that, like, Brian Flores. Part of the reason that the fracture was within the Dolphins organization is Brian Flores did not want Tua, and remember people were like I think people were kind of like saying some things about Brian Flores, and Brian Flores shouldn't have did this, but like they're saying like basically Brian Flores was kind of shitting on Tua at some point, but basically everything Brian Flores was saying about Tua is coming out that he was true. It was right about all of it. He was absolutely correct on everything he said about Tua. He didn't want him. He wanted Justin Herbert, and obviously he got overruled by the ownership and GM. So but he was correct, and I think a lot of it starts with Tua. But at the end of the day, if you're an offensive coach, and Mike McDaniel, you expect more out of your offense, especially when you got guys like Devin A. and Jalen Waddle and Tua Tagovailoa. So you want to see more production, and they haven't produced enough. So he's going to have to fall on the sword. But I think if you give him a better quarterback, get him like if he had like a Rich Gannon, like type a guy that's like can take control and be a leader, I think Mike McDaniel will cook. I think he will cook, but he needs strong leadership from his quarterback position, and he's not going to get it. Not with Tua.
Yeah, man, I'm taking the Browns, man. I'm taking the Browns.
Yeah, man. Same thing, man. I'm taking.
Myles Garrett seems mad. Like I think after that presser, he was like, "Man, everybody was like, oh well, you did sign that contract, so no one's feel sorry for you." But I think Myles Garrett is going to terrorize Tua. Still, he throws interceptions, so they're going to find a way to win at home. So it's 1-5 teams right now. Tomato. But yeah, go ahead.
Nah, yeah, man. Like Dylan Gabriel was trash. Oh my god, he was so bad, bro. This is some of the worst quarterbacking I've seen, and I'm a Raiders fan, so like that tells you something. Like that was some terrible quarterbacking. I don't think he's as bad as he played, so I think he'll have a bounce back week this week. I think the Dolphins fans, the way we talked about it a little bit on the 50-50 show. If y'all haven't seen it, go back and check it out. But Tua basically throwing the team under the bus, saying like dudes like the dude's not showing up to team meetings. And then I saw on Twitter that somebody that used to play for the Dolphins was like, man, my very first team meeting there Tua was like 5 minutes late. So like it was like he low-key being a hypocrite, and he kind of had to come out and apologize. So you probably looking at the Willie Beeman situation where they like, all right, man, like F this dude, like we ain't about to come out here and lay it all on the line for you, bro. So yeah, I think Myles Garrett 5 sacks, right? 5 sacks.
5 sacks. They might score on defense, one of them type of deals. But it's like I said, it's one of those games like it can go either way. Like these are two teams that they're kind of struggling in their own way. But I feel like the Dolphins' issues are like hella deep. Like it's like, whew, like you got problems with the quarterback, him being a leader, head coach. There's people questioning him. You know what I mean? Like, players are not. It is what it is, man. Well, but I got the Browns minted. Let me see who Minton went with here. He went with the Browns too. Oh man, ain't no upset this week right here on this pick right here. It's everybody going Browns on this pick. All right.
Dolphins gonna mess around and put a 40 if he beat the Browns.
Well, they almost got away with. They almost beat the Chargers. Yeah, but almost doesn't count.
They did.
They almost beat the
Chargers. Darren Waller throwback game, man. Darren Waller's cooking.
Darren Waller has been like he still got it. He can still play.
I'm telling you, bro. He must have not. I forgot who I was telling, man. I told somebody, I was like, man, Darren Waller, he really didn't want to play fullback. Like the Giants made him play fullback. He was like, I'm good.
No, he said it though. He said like you're not using me the right way. Like they're not using him the right way. So, hey, that's fair though. Like he's not that type of player. He's a player that you got to take advantage of his like physical ability to go one-on-one with these linebackers and safeties and. You know what I mean? Even these corners too, these nickel corners, like he could take advantage of those matchups. Next game is the one and only Raiders Chiefs AFC West showdown. 10 a.m. game. You know how I love 10 a.m. games, man. Just get it out the way. I just want to get the game out the way. For all you West Coast people, hey, y'all, I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but I like the 10 a.m. games, being in the West Coast. Just get the game. If they lose, I didn't go out my way. It's morning game. Hey, but if it's one of them Sunday night games, you gotta wait till later. It's just like, man, like I'm not trying to schedule my day around this to watch this team lose. But either way, Chiefs. I mean, the Raiders are on the road facing the Chiefs. We talked about how where the Raiders gotta basically take advantage of a possible weakness in the Raiders. The Chiefs defense, they're not one of the worst teams. It wasn't like a matchup like last week, which statistically last week was a way better matchup for the Raiders, but they didn't take advantage of it. So do they take advantage of this week when technically they're top 20 in rush defense, but they're 26 in yards per carry at 4.7, the Chiefs defense. So, and I'm saying this because Genty needs to get going. Genty needs to be the reason they win. Yeah. Geno, he just can't. My thing for Geno, just don't turn the ball over. He can't turn the ball over. And hopefully the Raiders have a chance. I'm going to pick an upset. This is going to be my upset pick. I already know y'all about to pick the Chiefs. So I'm going to say the Raiders are going to win this 20-17. What you got, Sabir?
Yeah, nah, can't do it. Can't do it. I want to do it, especially the Chiefs got some of the drama going on. Obviously, Josh Simmons, who was one of my top left tackle, had he not, been hurt in this past draft, he's disappeared. He left the team. People were saying they don't know where he's at. I think the Chiefs. I think they dedicated the win to him. I want to say, or something like that, or they say this. They said this win is for Josh or whatever. So I think they have some inkling of what's going on behind the scenes. So it's a lot of mysterious things going on with that situation. Kind of reminds me of the Michael Mayer situation last year with us, where he just kind of dipped. So could that serve as a distraction? I mean, they've won games after the coach's son committed deleted some people with his car. So is this going to be too much of a distraction for them to overcome? I don't know. They also get Rashee Rice back this game. That's another weapon. He's been really good against us in the past. So as much as I want to say the Raiders, I'm going to go 24-20 Chiefs.
24-20 Chiefs. Okay. All right. I kind of seen it coming. Geno has to play a clean game, which will be hard if he don't run the ball a lot. Yeah. Justin Adida said Geno is gonna have to throw 3 touchdowns, no picks. Whew.
Oh man, we definitely losing, bro. Come on, come on, Doc. No picks. Come on,
wrap. Season Simmons is going Mayer.
Yeah,
that's hella funny. But let's see what my guy minted. So who you got here? I already know he probably picked the Chiefs. Ooh, I didn't see this coming. It's an upset pick for you, Severe.
Oh, it's this.
Minton went 24-20 Raiders. I did not see that coming. I thought he was. He was the first one to pick the Raiders this year. So for him to pick the Raiders, okay.
Yeah, I can see it too, because they're coming off a quote unquote big win versus the Lions. There's a lot of controversy in the NFL with the penalty. So you think that maybe since there's been so much attention brought to the NFL not calling penalties on the Chiefs, they might overcorrect this game. And maybe that's the situation. And the only time the Raiders beat the Chiefs is in Arrowhead. We can't beat them at Allegiant. We can only beat them at Arrowhead. So,
Look, man, he dancing around. He picked the Chiefs. He picked the Chiefs. Oh man, and if the Raiders win, don't let them forget about it. Come on, y'all chat, y'all seen it, man. Just don't let Severe. I don't blame him though. I don't blame him for picking the Chiefs. I mean, the Raiders haven't really done anything to deserve.
Are we being homers or are we being real?
Hey, you know what? I feel like after last week's win, I kind of seen the temperature. I'm like, hey, I feel like everybody's kind of expecting the worst with this team, and this whole week, everybody's like, I'm sure picking the Chiefs are gonna come in. They're the underdog. They're the underdog, and I'm not looking at the Chiefs as a team that's unbeatable. They're not that team. They used to be that team. There used to be that team where I'm like, yeah, it's over. But they're still this. They haven't been defensively. They haven't been getting after the quarterback as much. We looked at the statistics. Like their percentages of getting pressure are lower than the Raiders. Just Raider Bay says I'm a homer. All right, man. You keep it real. Put the Raider goggles on, man. Put the Raider goggles on, Severe.
Look, the Chiefs, you know, they're not a team that's unbeatable, but are the Raiders a team that's winnable? Like, that's the question you have to ask yourself, bro. Because like we beat the Titans, and I wasn't impressed what I saw in that game. Like, I wasn't impressed what I saw in the Titans game, bro. So it's like, you know, we made some plays, but we also, you know, we got a tip pass interception. We have a sack where Cam Ward really should have held on to the ball. He just didn't. That was 7 points right there. We scored 20 points. You know, 7 of those points came on basically off defense. So it's like,
Well, we'll see what shakes out, man. Like, hey, you got a few upsets, bro. Like, you got some upsets. I ain't gonna lie, you can catch up this week. If
I can catch up. I can dig myself in the tremendous hole. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. V Bazila says Raiders 19, Chiefs 18. That's a crazy score right there. That's a defensive game right there. Yes, that's how the Raiders got to win.
That's all you need is 1 point more, right?
Eagles Vikings. Fear, who you got?
Oh man, I'm gonna go with the Eagles. They were just embarrassed, you know. Like the Vikings, they throwing Carson Wentz back out there. Come on, I think the Eagles. I think, you know, the way Jalen Hurts played his last game, Saquon was kind of ineffective too. You got Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbull was just dancing, like just swagging all in their face, like on national TV, like posing, like high fiving a ref, doing everything that if Shedeur Sanders do, they would never mind. I'm gonna leave that. But yeah, they were styling on them. So I think they definitely want some get back, and, you know, unfortunately the Vikings are going to be the team that's in their way this week. So I think the Eagles get it done.
Yeah, I think the Eagles bounce back too, because it was on a short week too as well, and they lost like the defense, their defensive tackle, like literally the day before, or
Carter?
They found out. Say it again.
Carter?
Yeah, Jalen Carter didn't play that game against the Giants, so that's a big time player for them in that defense. Even though they should have won either way, even without Carter, that's how talented they are. But yeah, I think the Eagles, this is a get right game for them, and I think they bounce back. But oh man, are the Vikings coming off a bye? Ooh,
They probably are.
Ooh, and it's at home too.
Yeah, and Brian Flores too, man. Brian Flores, he's a hell of a defensive coordinator. You obviously know Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah,
Kevin O'Connell with 2 weeks to prepare. That's
yeah. See, that's the stuff. Damn. Yeah. Like, I want to pick the Eagles here, but yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings. I'm gonna go Vikings.
Yeah, man, I think this interesting week, man. This week gonna say a lot. So I think Matt won with the Vikings too, bro. So it's either gonna be a fantastic week for me, bro, or like I said, it's a wrap.
You went Vikings? Hold on, let me see.
Yep, it's either a great week for me, bro, or it's a wrap.
Oh damn! Wait, okay. You know, Vikings. Damn, you got a lot of upsets. Yeah. Yeah, the bye week, because Vikings, they got a good coaching staff. They're at home. They're coming off a bye week. And I'm not going to lie, when I was watching Jalen Hurts too, he got to take that next step as a quarterback, man. Like,
yeah, he looked rough, bro.
He's played big in the playoffs. I'm getting that. Like, the big games, you got to respect to him. But, like, man, there's no reason why, like, you know, you got, like, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and he missed. I think Devontae Smith like wide open in that game
for a touchdown. Yeah, I want to say it would have been a touchdown too. Yeah, like wide open, like a walk-in touchdown, like nobody touching him. Yeah, man. But the Eagles are coming off 2 losses in a row, bro. Like, do I see them losing 3 in a row? I just like sometimes.
This one goes either way, but I'm gonna go Vikings on this one. I'm gonna go Vikings. Go Vikings. So you got another upset. I'm not gonna lie. Like you could really catch up if you have a good week. How's that Jacorian Booker trade looking now?
Still not great. I mean, I think Jacorian been hurt, but Thomas Booker ain't done anything. So
yeah, he's been all right. He's showed up. He's flashed at times, but then obviously Jacorian's been hurt, and that's the reason why the reason why a team like the Raiders and Spytech are like, you know what, this is a guy that's injury prone. Let's just do something.
If you know, and if we're assuming if he stays here, he gets hurt too. But if he's healthy, I'd rather have a healthy Jacorian Bennett right now than I would Thomas Booker. Like it's like without a doubt. like no second thoughts at all. Especially the way like Adam Butler, Adam Butler's getting doubled every single play. Thomas Booker can't do a damn thing with it, but Laulu is top 5 in defensive tackle sacks. So like I'd rather have Jacorian here.
Isaiah says I think he don't like AJ Brown. Well, if he doesn't like AJ Brown, does he not like Devontae Smith too? Because he's missing him too.
Devontae Smith still cooked. He cooked. Hey, he getting more targets for sure. I want to say.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So that's this game. Let's see. Here we go. We got Panthers Jets, bro.
I have not seen that no more. I have not seen that Beasley, but that is crazy. That is hilarious to say. I gotta find that now. That is crazy.
So we got Panthers Jets, man. Who we got, man? Panthers Jets.
Who's the quarterback for the Jets?
I think it's one of your favorite quarterbacks of all time. His name is Justin Fields.
Yeah, I'm going Panthers. Going
Panthers on this one. Oh, you're finally trusting the Panthers. That's funny.
I'm not trusting the Panthers. It's just my rule. You know my rule, bro. If it's Justin Fields quarterbacking for the other team, I'll take my chances on anybody against Justin Fields.
Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna have to pick an upset here. I feel like Jets are gonna be due for a win. They're gonna have to get a win. They're 0-6. They're gonna have to get a win. And the Panthers, I don't know why I don't trust them. They've had some like solid wins though, but like I'm gonna pick an upset here. This is my upset pick. It's a random one, but I'm gonna pick the Jets at home.
Yeah, I can see what you mean because I don't want
to
say
they lost a lot of close games. They lost a lot of close games. Yeah. And the Panthers, like I don't know, I don't ever feel confident picking the Panthers, but they've gotten some good wins, I guess.
Yeah.
Let me see who Mitch has gotten. Let me see.
I'm pretty sure Mint got the Panthers too.
Yes, it's an upset. I already know it's gonna be upset. This one's too random. You gotta. Sometimes you gotta do the random games. You know, you gotta do the random. Games.
Sometimes it be like that though, man. Sometimes it be like those random ones where you come through like, and nobody thought the Giants were gonna beat the Chargers, and went there and did it.
Yeah, let's see what the chat is talking about right now. Let's see. Chill Ray says Panthers. Panthers about to be 4-3. Panthers. Okay, everybody's picking the Panthers. So I got the Isaiah. Me and Isaiah. All right, me and Isaiah on the same page. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. But everybody's picking the Panthers though. I'll tell you that. Piano Man says just because Man's low-key team is the Panthers. I don't know what that means, but anyways. But My guy Bosco in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. He says, what's y'all opinion on how Thornton beat Besh out starting? If you're not running routes in the game, you can't see.
Yeah, because Besh can't separate because they were hell bent on playing Jacobi in the slot, and Jack Besh absolutely cannot separate outside, as evidenced by every pass you see thrown to him on the outside. It's a guy blanketing him.
Yeah, and I think they valued his speed. They valued his speed with they valued his speed with the Raiders' weapons that they had out, like. Because obviously, Jacobi Meyers is not a burner. Brock Bowers is, we all know like how talented Brock Bowers is, but he's not a deep threat. He's tight end. And then you got like Trey Tucker, but is he a starting outside receiver? You know what I mean? They probably liked his size as well. 6'4", 6'5". But I do feel like they kind of like I feel like they kind of forced it a little bit. Now that I'm watching him play, it's like what was he doing in the what was he doing in training camp and preseason to warrant? Like was he beating the corners like in these like I don't know. It just
we're trying to force it. You're working on for like if you listen to Adam Hill and Vinny when they were talking about like training camp stuff, even like, in practices between like preseason games, like like they made a concerted effort to try to get that Geno to Thornton connection going on deep passes. Like that was something they like worked on all the time, and even then like they just couldn't get it going. So obviously those struggles carried into the regular season. So and I think just structurally like they made a mistake. That if they shouldn't have forced Jacobi to be a slot receiver, because at that point you have Jacobi play on the outside. I think Jack Besh can play in the slot, and you have probably your best three. Now, obviously, you lose some speed not having Dante Thornton out there. But Dante Thornton having trouble beating press. He's having trouble running routes. So it's like, are you really losing a whole lot? Like, not really.
Yeah, man. And sometimes like guys like Besh, you probably don't see their value until like they're playing in the game, and you're giving them reps, and like you're seeing them kind of beating guys with the skills that they have to run routes and things like that. So maybe and it has to show up in practice as well. But I think part of it is like his game kind of matches with Jacobi. Like his skill set kind of matches with some of the guys that are ahead of him. So it is what it is. Now he's getting playing time now. He's taking away snaps now. I think he outsnapped him last game too. So that was like the first time that happened all season. So we'll see how it looks like against the Chiefs. But I will
forever look at Will Johnson and be like, what were we thinking, bro? He was right there. He was right there.
I know. That's tough. That's a tough one right there. The Cardinals, man, there's a couple of Johnsons that they kind of stole. Paris Johnson Jr., Raiders end up drafting Tyree, but Cardinals traded up ahead of them to take Paris Johnson. That was a pick that they, everybody was saying that they're going to make at pick. Yeah. I think Peter King was in the draft room. He's like, they're going to make that pick. And then the Cardinals traded up ahead of them. And then obviously the Cardinals went ahead and I think they traded up ahead of them to take Will Johnson. So
like they got a mole in the building, bro. The Raiders need to sweep it for bugs, man, because it's crazy work. And what's crazy that year, I think they were also looking at Darnell Wright, the tackle. I think he's out of Tennessee. He was coming out of Tennessee that year. I was looking at something. I don't know if you reposted it, but I think he's been like one of the best tackles in the league this year. So it's like like we just I don't know, bro. I don't know what we doing. Past regimes, man. Hopefully Spike gets together. He's usually good at drafting linemen, so we'll see.
Yeah. And we got to give it time, too. Like, we're, like, kind of judging Spytek based off some of the moves he made, but a lot of the moves that he made, he didn't make any, like, glaring mistakes in free agency. Maybe you can argue about Kappa, but that was just a guy that he knew, and I think it's a contract they can get out of because, it's I think it was, like, a 2-year deal, but I'm sure they probably can get out of it after this year if they really wanted to. You know what I mean? And like there was nothing like crazy. He didn't give no bad contracts to guys like Colton Miller. Like we all know that Colton Miller at best like is a good solid player, and he got that type of deal. He didn't overpay for him. Obviously Max, you can argue he should have brought back Jacobi Meyers, but you can make an argument like, hey, look, they kind of drafted his replacement. They're going cheaper there. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see, man. Like the next draft is going to be huge, especially how they evaluate the quarterback position. That's, man, I don't care if they don't take a guy early on, as far as in the first round, I don't want to, like, they can't disregard that position. Like, there's no way. I think at this point, they're probably going to take a guy in the first round. It's like a really good chance. I don't think they should trade up, though. I don't think they're in a position to do that. Yeah. They're not in a position to do that, bro.
Not really.
They're not even, like, a quarterback is not going to, like, make or break them as far as turn them into a contender. Like usually teams that trade up, I feel like are teams that, I mean, like, to draft a quarterback high, I feel like are teams that are, like, ready to make that jump, make that move, or they have the draft capital. That's why, like, hey, I don't want to keep bringing up the Max Crosby trade, but I'm just saying.
It's teams that are a quarterback away, too. Like the Chiefs did it, traded with the Buffalo Bills. Like, the Buffalo Bills got to be one of the dumbest teams in the league, bro.
You don't trade with the enemy, but, look, Browns kind of did that with their own division. Yeah, with the Bengals, but it is what it is. And they did that move. Did they do that move? Oh, yeah, they did move before they played the Steelers. But either way, Patriots, Titans this week. I'm gonna make it easy. I'm picking the Patriots. Titans are not a good football team. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
My guy is gonna get his revenge.
Yeah.
Revenge.
Oh yeah.
Him head coach for the Patriots.
Same, man.
Yeah.
Same.
Patriots. All right. I'm assuming. Isn't the head coach, the interim head coach, wasn't he a former Charger coach? Mike McCoy. Mike McCoy.
Oh yeah,
I think.
Former head coach of the Chargers. Yes, he was like mid as hell too. I think he was the coach before. And who was the black coach they had? That was a running. I think he's a running back coach somewhere.
All right, he picked the Patriots. Okay, cool. So yeah, Patriots all across the board.
Yeah, like you said, verbal revenge game. They got interim head coach. But your boy Hardegree is still probably Hardegree, right? Hardegree though, man, you never know. Might have something cooked up, man.
Oh, he's still the OC. Yeah, I mean that is true. Like everybody is still on staff. It's just the head coach that got fired.
Yeah, facts.
It's just the head coach that got fired. But it's funny though, like when
the Patriots.
It's funny though, like when McDaniels got fired, was he the only one that got fired?
No, McDaniels got fired.
Was the offensive coordinator fired too?
Yeah, the offensive coordinator was fired too. It's Mick Lombardi. So they got rid of McDaniels and Mick Lombardi.
That's hella goofy though. That's goofy. When, like multiple people
Hardegree was a quarterback's coach. Yeah, Hardegree was a quarterback's coach. So,
man, in the last year, AP he fired the offensive coordinator, offensive line coach.
Yeah, offensive line coach. Bro.
He was pissed.
That was both fast though.
Right, man. Hopefully it gets better soon because this is too much firing in a short amount of time. But hey, we got Giants, Broncos this week at Denver. I'm going Broncos, man. I think this is a reality check for Jackson Dart. He gonna get smacked in the face on this one. In Denver too.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
I'm doing it. I'm going Broncos. I hate that I'm picking the Broncos, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Who you guys?
Y'all know Jackson Dart is my guy, but it's coming off a big win against the Eagles. I don't know if they do it again. And it's pass rush on pass rush. Obviously, the Broncos got the pass rush in the league, best pass rush in the league. I think they're on pace to break the single season record, especially having an extra game to do it. And they obviously pass retain, Jade Barron, but Bo Nix is bad though. He's bad. Like he's not good, man. Like whatever happened last year, he's falling off a cliff this year.
Bro,
but still,
Telesco said he was thinking about drafting Bo Nix.
Yeah,
like Bo Nix, he made him think about it. But Penix was like, "Oh yeah, probably not."
Yeah, but
He did
It's
some good
offense
things.
on
Slanko did
offense.
some good things, bro. But like, man, quarterback.
Yeah.
Well,
Only reason I'm thinking about this is because the Giants are going to run the ball, and the Broncos, you know, they're not their front four isn't like the biggest, or they're I think they're running 3-4, but their front line defenders, they're not the biggest guys. So it's the only thing that's kind of giving me a little bit of pause about it, because Cam been cooking, and Dart, he's been running well as well. But I'm gonna go.
They've
Broncos.
had like 10 days to game plan, so that is a healthy advantage. But they are on the road against Denver. It's a tough defense, but they've had 10 days, so they for sure got something cooked up. Like they're gonna try to keep this game close somehow, some way. But I just can't pick the Giants over the Broncos. I just can't do it right now.
Yeah. If they had Malik Neighbors, maybe, but they don't got no offensive, no wide receiver weapons. I'm gonna go Broncos. I'm gonna go Broncos too.
All right, Broncos 2. Let's see what the
they're gonna be 5-2. I hate that.
See what the night crew talking about right now. The night crew in the building. Oh, okay. Alec Kim says Giants win.
I'm not mad at that.
Broncos overrated as hell. Okay.
Yeah, their defense. Their defense is good, and J.K. Dobbins been good too.
Sacktown just keeps it real. Says Giants because I hate the Broncos. I feel you. Is what it is. Chill Ray says Giants gonna pull the upset. CT Scabo gonna run crazy.
Yeah.
All right, man. A lot of people picking the Giants. Funny how Giants 2-4 is so much better than the Raiders 2-4.
It is though, man. It is.
Yeah, because it's and that's why you gotta draft QE, man. Like it can really make a difference, but you know,
because look, we all love Genty, right? Like we love Genty. We all think Genty's going to be a good, you know, potentially very good player in the NFL. But like the difference between Genty and Scatterbull is so much smaller than the difference between Geno Smith and Jackson Dart right now. Like it's so like the difference between Jackson Dart and Geno. It's like Jackson Dart is miles better than Geno right now, and Genty is better than Scatterbull right now. But it's like he's not so much better where he's going to overcome bad quarterback play. So it's like, you know, that's why certain positions have value. It's not that Genty's not a good player. It's not going to be one of the better running backs in the league. It's just that, you know, like how much is he going to be able to overcome like everything else around him. A bad quarterback can overcome a lot. You know, we saw it with Jaden, we saw it with CJ, we saw it with Joe Burrow a lot of times. Like we're seeing it with Jackson Dart, you know, in some instances. But, you know, like a good running back, it's only so much he can do because like he's subject to his surroundings a lot of times.
Yeah, but you can say the same thing for a quarterback too. Like players around him got to play better too. If the offensive line doesn't protect him, like it's
But that's the thing. If the offensive line doesn't play better than the quarter, they can design a short passing game, get the ball out of his hands quicker. So if you have a good quarterback, you can compensate for that. But like if you don't have a quarterback that can throw, then you got teams that are going to load the box on you. So now you got to deal with loaded box all day. If you don't have an offensive line that can block, then obviously, you know, that's what everybody was blaming for Genty's struggles in the beginning of the year. So it's like, well, like they're dependent on more. Obviously, the quarterback is dependent too because you need wide receivers that can get open. You need the line to block too, but you can still compensate for those other things more so with the quarterback than you can with the running back.
Well, you could also get the running back involved in the pass game too. If he's a big time playmaker, which I've been asking for, you know what I mean, for the Raiders to go. I've been hoping for the team to go ahead and do that, and they've kind of did it. Maybe I guess the Colts. The best was probably, you know, against the Bears where they kind of like pulled it out in the red zone and then they were able to take advantage of like some one-on-one moments in the open field and space. Yeah, most impactful. But then against the Colts, there were some even better, like I guess more explosive moments where that 29-yard pass play. There was a screen, even though it was like 3rd and long, it was like a screen to Genty where he got like 7-8 yards on it. Yeah. I just want to see more of that. Maybe get him like in situations where he's matched up with guys and like he could take advantage of a linebacker. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I don't know if this is the week to do it. I don't know if this is the week to do it if it gets to go against the pass. I think the linebackers are probably. I think they might be good in coverage. I feel like they might be good in coverage. But we'll see how it shakes out for Genty. But anyways, we got Colts, Chargers. I'm going Colts here. Chargers banged up. Yeah. Colts, we've seen them play like up close and personal as far as them playing the Raiders, and you can see like how good they are as far as like, you know, with Jonathan Taylor, Steichen is cooking, Daniel Jones is playing good football. There's some talent on that defensive side of the football. Chargers, I like the way Herbert is playing though. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the best I've seen Herbert play. Like, he's making like crazy plays, throws almost every game. But I'm gonna go Colts.
Yeah, man, it's a tough one. Yeah, but just because I think Justin Herbert is the better player, but Danny Dimes is playing really well this year. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor, you know, at one point he was an MVP, you know, contention earlier in the year. I think Baker might be number one there right now, to be honest with you. Coach Chargers are too banged up. They're damn near entire offensive line is hurt. Like running backs hurt. I'm gonna go with the coach. I'm gonna go with the coach too.
All right, everybody in the chat is saying Colts. Coach Chargers too banged up. Sacktown says Colts. Anthony says it's a good game. Okay.
It's good shit. I think it'll be a good game.
Colts gonna win. JT's about to go crazy. Colts about to buck him. All right, man. Everybody, we gonna see. Let's see what my guy Minted. Let's see where he had to go.
You know, that's his team, bro. Daniel Jones is his favorite player, bro. He don't want to say it. He don't want to say it. Daniel Jones, that's his favorite player, bro.
Yeah,
that's his favorite player, bro. So I'm gonna get him if he wins, bro. I'm gonna get him a Daniel Jones jersey, man.
That's funny. Well, we got he also went with the Colts. So we got Packers, Cardinals in Arizona. Cardinals have kind of been on a little bit of a slide. With some bad, ugly losses, especially against the Titans. They lost in an ugly way. Some people are saying Jonathan Gannon is on the hot seat. Like, he's kind of like he's having like these moments where there's gonna be a moment where it's gonna be on one of those like Dennis Green and Jim Mora. Like, he's having the moments where he could tell like he's about to explode. Like he's pissed right now. But
he out there like R. Kelly.
Y'all killing me.
Fight for my life. That's what he had to say. Oh boy, fumble. That's
for my life. Y'all killing me with
this. That's oh boy, fumble. He was going across the goal line. That's exactly what was in his mind, bro.
He went crazy. But even I've seen some in the presser where he said something. I was like, damn. Like, it was kind of like you could tell. Like he's. Right now, he's not in his right mind. Like he
feels the pressure.
He feels the pressure. And I'm going. I gotta go with the Packers, man. I'm gonna go with the Packers. Going Packers.
Yeah, I gotta go Packers too. You know, even my dog Will Johnson. Hey, that's one best corner. I think best, the highest rated corner in the league right now. Like not rookie corner, his highest rated corner. Period. So, you know, he's going to lock down his side of the field, but they got Josh Jacobs, you know, not like they're super dependent on their receivers anyway. You know, I think their top receiver is Romeo Dobbs. I'm like, he's not, you know, world beater. So they're getting it done other ways. Packers.
Bad football teams find a way to lose, man. Cardinals right now, they're finding ways to lose.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. They intercepting footballs and fumbling, and the fumble goes into the end zone. It's just like, oh, man, it's ugly. But let me check on Minted. I'm sure he probably going to go, upset here. Then you're going to go Packers.
No, man, not mentioning it. He ain't that crazy, man. He ain't that crazy.
He ain't that crazy.
He ain't that crazy.
It's a rhyme to his reason, so he picks a little strategy here. All right.
Yeah.
So that's Packers all across the board. We got Chill Ray says Packers. Sacktown says Packers.
Again, dying at the R. Kelly.
Y'all dying off that, man. Y'all killing me. But all right, next game, man, is NFC East showdown. Commanders, Cowboys. Man. Cowboys haven't been as bad. Their defense is terrible. But I thought they would be I thought they would be even worse, especially with the injuries at wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, and then, Micah Parsons before the season. How would that impact the team in the locker room? But Dak has kind of been playing well enough for them to be competitive in these games. But Commanders, I'm going with Jaden, man. Jaden is gonna figure this out, man. This defense is terrible. He's gonna have a field day.
Yeah.
Go Commanders.
Only thing that gives me a little bit of pause is that the Commanders are just a short week. And they had a tough loss against the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming off that tough loss on a short week, it might be tough. But I think Jaden has a get right game. They basically gave the game away. It's rainy conditions. Uncharacteristic mistakes. I think they get it together this week. The Cowboys defense is trash. So I think Bill has a big game. I think Debo probably has a big game too. I think they find a way to pull it out.
And Mint is also going with the Commanders. Commanders all across the board. All right, so next up we got Falcons and the 49ers in the Bay. Severe. I was gonna throw past this to you, but I'm about to answer it. Yeah, I'm gonna take it out. I'll just say I'm gonna go Falcons. But it's just I don't know. But the 49ers have just been a weird team this year. They got so much injuries, and they just find ways to win the game. But that Fred Warner injury might be like a dagger right there. He's one of their best players on a team, captain, leader. But the Falcons, man, they got one of the best defenses in the NFL, one of the best running backs in the NFL. Michael Pettis is playing solid football. I'm going Falcons, man, on the road.
Yeah, I'm going Falcons too, man. I think Michael Penix is starting to figure it out. Drake London had a huge game. Obviously, Bijan had a crazy game too. Their defense is balling, and the 49ers don't really have a lot of weapons. They really don't have a lot of weapons. I think that the Falcons are going to be able to kind of choke the life out of them, even if their pass rush has been real good too, man. So. Devon Diablo is playing really well. Pierce is playing well. I forgot I think it's Abdul. Did they take Abdul Carter? Not Abdul Carter, the other guy.
The guy from Tennessee.
That's Pierce. They took that's Pierce, James Pierce. But it was another pass rusher they took too. That's good. I can't think his name. Is the guy? I think the guy people thought we were gonna take.
From Georgia.
Yeah.
Is he like a linebacker?
Like a linebacker size pass rusher, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Damn, what's my guy's name, bro? I can't think of it right now. But yeah. But regardless, Michael Penix playing well, Drake London playing well, Bijan playing well, and they got a good defense. I think they win.
Alex says Dirty Birds. We got
Jamal Anderson.
Falcons gonna make another statement W. No Face says Falcons. Isaiah says I got Falcons. All right, man. A lot of people going with not Jalen Carter. He's talking about last draft, the first round pick. So I think the Falcons had two.
Jalen Walker. Thank you. The Jalen reminded me. It's Jalen Walker.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jalen Walker. Yeah. Like that was like it was between him and then the other Georgia guy who actually was playing for the 49ers. I think Mikael.
Oh yeah. Mikael Williams.
Mikael Williams. Yeah. He like those are two guys that Todd McShay kept bringing up and saying that the Raiders were interested, but
Mikael reminded me too much of Tyree, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. But so you got Falcons?
Yeah, I got Falcons.
Right. Yeah. Let me see my guy Mint. What do you got? He got 49ers. I respect it though. 49ers, I'm not gonna lie, they're one of those teams where
they find a way.
They find a way, man. They find a way to win. Like they're winning.
Xavier Watts too. I think the Falcons got Xavier Watts too.
Oh, I wanted the Raiders to pick him up. I think it was like the third round.
Yeah, third round out of Notre Dame.
I was hoping that the Raiders were gonna pick him. Yeah. Man. Falcons had a low key solid draft. Bro.
Because Jalen Walker is nice. James Pierce, people thought he was like the best pass rusher potentially in the draft. He's just not right in the head. But if you get a strong coaching staff there, yeah, man, they had a nice draft, man. And plus, following up after the Penix picks last year, yeah, man, they cooking.
Yeah, Bijan gonna go crazy. No Fred Warner's recipe for disaster for Niners. We'll see.
Yeah, Fred Warner. It could be a Cal Pitts day too.
Yeah. So we got Monday Night Football, Buccaneers, Lions. This is actually a good game.
That's a good matchup, man. It's a good matchup, man. Yeesh.
Man, I like the Bucs team too. I really like them. Baker's playing great football, but they got some injuries at wide receiver. This is in Detroit. Lions do got some injuries too in the secondary. I think they lost Terry Arnold. That's like their starting corner or whatever. But
that's addition by subtraction, bro. He's trash.
Addition by subtraction. All right. Well, is Amik healthy? Is he back healthy for the Lions?
I don't know.
I know he got hurt last year. It was like a tough injury. He was out for the
season. It's crazy, because their secondary is banged up. Because the dude I liked, I think he's on IR too for the year. What's the cornerback? Ennis Rakestraw. Yeah, I think he hurt for the year too. So they've been banged up, but essentially a corner for the entire year.
It's technically not a bad matchup for them because Buccaneers are banged up at wide receiver.
Don't even need that one though.
Man, bro, when they're healthy, like from top to bottom, they might have the best wide receiver. Like they're getting production like from everybody.
Yeah, they got the best, bro. And because look, you think about that, they got when healthy, they got Mike Evans, who we know is a dog.
Emeka's healthy though.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's it. They only need that one because he killing everybody. But they got Mike Williams. They got my guy out of Penn State, whose name I can't remember right now. They got Emeka Egbuka, and they got Jalen McMillan out of Washington, who's also a good receiver too. So they got weapons at the wide receiver position.
Oh man, this one's tough. I'm not gonna lie. This is like tomato, but yeah, I'm gonna go Lions, man. I'm just gonna take the home team.
Dang.
I'm gonna take the home. It's hard, bro, but it's like Bucks are like a good team. Like they're like on a roll right now, but man, it's gonna catch up to them. Like they're playing it when you play good teams. Like sometimes like them injuries are gonna catch up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Andrew, good job. They got Tez Johnson too. I forgot, and he had a big play that last game too.
And Tez was like a lot of people liked him, but then when they found out that he ran like it was a 4.6 or like 4.5 or something like that, it was like damn, you weigh like
He ran a
much?
4.6. He weighs like 150 pounds, but running the 4.6, or yeah, it's like crazy.
Hey, but hey, he didn't look like he ran a 4.6 on that deep route. Like he got up. He was. He must have had like a bad day when he ran that 40 or something, because it didn't look like it on that play where he scored a touchdown, where he thought he was getting an MVP chance. I don't know if you've seen that. He said he thought.
Oh, it was,
exactly.
I saw. Yeah, yes.
He was like,
I ain't done it this year, bro.
I haven't done anything this year. And they're like, that's for Baker. He threw you the ball. That's funny. That's funny.
It's like, bro, that's wild, bro. It's like, it's wild, bro. People be oblivious. Dang, man.
Yeah.
Yeesh. Man, do I want to go upset here? So I'm pretty sure. Now you pick the Lions, right? Oh, yeah. Okay, damn.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think. Dang, the Lions coming off a tough Monday night loss too against the Chiefs. It looked he got cheated a little bit. Man, I'm gonna go Lions, man. Damn, it's tough. I'm gonna go Lions. I'm gonna go Lions. Yeah, because I think the Buccaneers are beatable. I think the Texans should have beat them early in the year. I think it's another game they should have lost too. So, but Baker's MVP right now, bro, in my opinion.
Bro, he's playing big, man. He's playing big in big moments. He's finding ways to carry the team. That, like, you can't be like, oh, well, he has this guy and this guy, but like Godwin has been he hasn't been healthy. Evans got hurt. Like Okafor. I was gonna say Emeka.
Okafor. Like, what you think about hoops?
Man, Emeka Okafor, man, you come back.
Man, you took it way back. God damn, bro, you took it all.
I took it all the way, man. Ben Gordon, man, I took it all the way to Ben Gordon.
Ben Gordon, man. You know he was born in London too.
Oh, for real? Oh man, I didn't know that.
I think he's American. I think he's born in a military base though. But yeah, he's born in London.
Oh, that's hella random. That's random. That's random. But yeah, Ben Gordon was one of them high volume scorers, man. Like he was like a small guard, but he was a scorer though. He was nice for a little bit until
he was smooth.
You know,
with the Bulls, right? With the Bulls?
He was with the Bulls for years. Yeah, he was with the Bulls for years. Emeka, oh, he went to the Bobcats.
The Bobcats,
the time called the Bobcats, but
yeah,
man, I was a big Hoop fan back then, man. I used to, man, but now it's just like it ain't the same. I don't know how you do it, man. I know you still be paying attention. I respect it though. Like you not heavy like I used to though. You know who's coming out from the high school level. You know who's coming out from the high school level.
Yeah. I've been watching college. I watch college basketball a little bit too, but I don't follow it like I used to. Like I used to like watch it. Oh, like if it was a game on, it's like a good matchup. Yeah. Oh man, I gotta watch it. Now I barely watch my own team, and I'll follow what's going on. I'll catch the highlights and stuff like that. But I used to sit there like, oh man, I gotta watch this whole game. Like, oh man, it's the top team in the East versus the 3 seed. Oh, let me see who going. It's a good matchup. I got this dude versus this dude. Let me see this. But now I'm like, I don't have time for all that, man.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Mint went with the Bucks, so he got the upset.
Oh, so he got the upset. Damn, that's a smooth upset too. See, that's I hate giving them like good ones like that. That's why I'd be like,
it can go either way. It can go either way. I see what happens here. Like these close games. Yeah, these are the games where it's like, man, it could easily go either way. Right. Oh, he has a ham. Oh, okay. Abuka has a hammy strain. Ooh, that's not a good thing.
Okay. I like the sound of that. I'm feeling a lot more confident in this pick now. All your receivers hurt. I'm feeling a lot more confident. Okay, you got a banged up receivers versus banged up secondary. I'm good with that.
So we got the Texans and Seahawks this week. Last game of the week, man. Monday Night Football. I'm going Seahawks. I've been underestimating the Seahawks. They're going to be at home, 6-man. Mike McDaniel's going to have that defense playing. Texans, the thing about Texans, like I want to pick them, like just in general, but it's just I'm figuring out this, like it's just they can't protect these CDs. It's too inconsistent. Like they can't protect them. And I think the Seahawks can probably expose that. I'm going Seahawks. What you got, Sawyer?
I am going with the Texans. I think they're kind of starting to figure it out. They just played. Who they just played? They played Ravens, but it's not kind of fair. But they beat the brakes off the Ravens. I think they put up like 40 something on the Ravens. I want to say they beat the Ravens like they stole. It was bad. It was bad. I think CJ Stroud had like 3-4 touchdowns. Nick Chubb's actually running the ball solidly. Not great. Not Cleveland Browns Nick Chubb, but he's running the ball good enough. Obviously Nico Collins, Christian Kirk over there. I don't even think they really got the rookie receivers that involved yet. So I think they're looking to do that. But CJ Stroud, he's starting to turn it on. I think they've won 2 in a row. I want to say maybe 3 in a row. For sure 2 in a row. Oh, it can only be 2 in a row. So they won 2 in a row. So I'm gonna go with them, man. I don't think the Seahawks pass rush doesn't really scare me. And they're thinking about moving off Reek. So I mean, I don't know that their secondary maybe there's some stuff in the secondary going on.
I think with him, they're saying that he don't tackle. Like his tackling has been terrible. That's been like a big issue for him. And what's crazy is that that Pete Carroll also benched Tariq Woolen at some point because of that too. So this is something that's kind of been lingering a little bit within his game. But you're going Texans?
I'm going Texans, man. So I'm pretty sure both of y'all going Seahawks. So there might be another upset pick for me. And that's Mint surprising me because Texas do got a hell of pass rush, man. So he might go Texans.
So Mint's going with the Seahawks. You're gonna get the upset this week. We'll see if you win it. But I just checked the message. He said that he almost went with the Saints because he feels because he almost did. It's the Bears. He picked the Bears, but he feels like it can go the Saints way because of he feels like it might be a trap game.
Yeah, because Bears had that big win. Like it's that Jaden big win. I think it's Monday night too, so there's a short week. You had that big win against them, especially after the way how they lost last year with the Hail Mary. It was the second meeting of the number 1 and number 2 guys. That's a big, big like an adrenaline dump coming off of that game. So facing a lowly Saints team, like I said, again for Caleb, it may not be a big matchup, but for Spencer, this been circled on the calendar for sure.
Yeah, man. So that wraps up NFL picks, man. We'll be back at it next week. We'll see who comes out on top. Right now, Mint has a comfortable lead overall record for NFL picks. Me and Severe are pretty much tied up. But Severe, I'm not gonna lie, like it's either you're either gonna take a step forward or you're gonna take a step backwards.
How many do I got? How many upsets?
So you got about like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like 5 upsets.
All right, so I can if I'm good, I can make a big dent in that. Cause I think you got 7 games on this. I can make a big dent.
Yeah, definitely.
But if not, though, it's a wrap.
Right, and then I think Mint, he went with let's see how many upsets he went with.
He got the Bucks for sure, I think.
He had 49ers, Bucks. Those are his 2 upsets.
Okay. Smooth. It's just 2 smooth ones too.
Yeah, and I went with Jets and what else did I went with? That was an upset. Jets. Is that my only upset? I thought the Raiders was gonna be an upset. I didn't know y'all was gonna go. I thought y'all was gonna go Chiefs. I thought I was like the only one. That's interesting. Yeah, I think that might be the only one.
He picked the Jets. Yeah, it's kind of. But they could come through for you though. But they can't.
I know you about to be dying. That's
one of those games where it's like, at the time it be sound like a good. Because like I told y'all, man, like when it was the Saints and the Patriots, I was rooting for the Patriots. I think the Patriots took care of it because it's like at the time it's like it makes sense because you're gonna be thinking about like why did I pick the Jets? Like if they lose,
yeah,
I should have known better.
Yeah, that's the only upset, man. But we'll see, man. We'll see how it shakes out because either. Let's see. I'm trying to check something real quick. Yeah, man. We'll see how it shakes out, bro. Great show. Appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. At this point, clock out. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. That's all we ask, man. We're going live on both of our channels. So definitely go ahead and subscribe. It's your first time joining us. Obviously, if you've done that already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. We'll be back at it next week, 50-50 show next Tuesday. We'll talk about the win or the loss with the Raiders. And obviously around the Shield again on Thursday. We'll next week will be the bye week. So we'll probably look at like the season so far and see where the Raiders are going to go from here. Because I think from the bye week, that's when they're going to make their biggest adjustments, whether they're going to figure out a way to stay competitive or, if they lose, and I'm just going to paint a perspective, they lose, especially in a bad way, like they better start playing some of these young players, man. There is no excuse. I want the young players to play with no matter what, but right now, Pete, for all the talk about him giving young guys opportunities early on so they can help you contribute, it don't seem like he's a big fan of playing the young guys, man. It just didn't feel like that, but we'll see. Piano Man says, Raiders Severe, you the best for last, man. Fail great platform, and until then, adios, man. Appreciate you pulling up, man. For sure, man. Appreciate you.
Need y'all to lose this week.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Reese in the building, my guy, man. Appreciate you coming to these
Dodgers.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
Right,
yes,
man.
sir. Reese,
Dodger
you know what time it is. Yeah, know what time it is.
Reese says Baker's a footballer. Man, yeah, he just makes plays.
He's a dog.
Joe Effin Flacco, old self is better than Gino. Man, I can't say nothing right now until he plays better.
Yeah, man. Watch.
We
lose. Pete Carroll's, man, we're so close. We're almost just a few adjustments here, and that's gonna be an excuse to not play young players. We're so close. So close to turning the corner. It's just so close to getting this thing right.
Yeah, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But that being said, Severe, let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
You guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, X, IG. It's about all social media. The Severe Raider. Holla at your boy, man. Sundays and Wednesdays. My guys, Chris from Protect the Shield and 805 Raider in the Raider War Room. And, of course, Tuesdays and Thursdays, my boy Pharaoh and the 50-50 show, man, around the Shield. Tap in with us, man. Always bringing you guys great content, great guests, man. I just hit 1,500. Thank you, guys.
Can't thank you
guys enough, man. Appreciate that,
man. Salute to my guy Severe, man. Big time number 1,500, and let the people. You did make that promise though. You gotta stay true to that promise, man.
Yeah, for sure. So I hit the 1,500, man. So hey, starting Mondays, man. Start doing a show on Monday night, probably the first maybe month or so. It'll be open to everybody, but after that, it's gonna be members only, man. So if y'all haven't done so already, man, lock in with your boy, man.
Yes,
for less than a cup of coffee, you can.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely hit up the membership and then get the member only live, man. I'm sure it's gonna be dope conversations there, man. YouTube, it's no holds barred. Yeah, you probably gonna have some. Hey, look, all I'm gonna say, man, just become a member. You'll know what Severe's got cooking up on his member only live, man. Definitely check it out. But we appreciate everybody pulling up. Make sure to give us a follow on Around the Shield on X and on IG for the latest and greatest with the Raiders, podcast clips, you name it. You won't be disappointed. Definitely give a follow. And then obviously, if you haven't subscribed to myself, man, go ahead and do that already. But we appreciate everybody pulling up. Yeah, man, we'll be back here soon. Hopefully, the Raiders get the W. If they don't, look, man, there's a way to handle this situation. Hopefully, Raiders can be honest about it, but we'll see, man. Yeah, definitely a celebration, man. For sure, man. But he put in work, man. So definitely support my guy. But yeah, man, we up out of here. Any last thoughts, Severe? Before we head out?
Nah, man, we'll see, man. You know, this might be the most important game of the season, man. Just in terms of the direction of the season. You know, Thanksgiving is rapidly approaching, and that don't just mean turkey this year, man. It's like we know what Tom Brady said, man. So this game's gonna go a long way toward, especially with the bye week coming up. That's gonna put us even another week closer to Thanksgiving. So it's gonna show us, are we a real team, or was it last week? No, it was that Fugazi, and it's just a bad opponent.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, definitely. This is actually a bigger test than playing against the lowly Titans. Like, listen, we're being honest. Like, a win is a win, but like this is a divisional game. This is a team, the Chiefs, that's been terrorizing the Raiders for years now. And this is a big game for Pete Carroll because previous coaching staffs, they've struggled against the Chiefs. I mean, every Raider for the last how many years Raiders have been struggling against the Chiefs. But the only other coach I could think of that figured out beating the Chiefs, or at least making it competitive at times, maybe John.
Yeah, Gruden. Yeah, he kept
maybe John and AP. You know what I mean? Yeah. AP possibly. Like that's about it.
Josh couldn't do it. He should have did it, but he didn't. He didn't finish the job.
Oh, Josh, that was a great game. That was a great game. That was probably my favorite Devontae game.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, it was the Kuntz offsides on the not the BS call. It was nonsense, man. But that cost
throw
us the
by
game.
Derek Carr though, man, like to Devontae. Bro, I was going crazy, man. I was like, man, we got a number one receiver, man. But that's in the past, man. Hopefully, Geno can make it happen this week. Trey Tucker, Jacobi Meyers, does he play this game? He didn't practice today. He didn't practice the last couple of days. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Does he get traded? Are they holding him out? Who knows, man? We'll be here to talk about it, man. But we appreciate everybody pulling up, man. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Just win, baby. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.